Okay, I think we're live. Welcome to the stream. Very exciting, returning to Sightings. We're getting pretty deep into the show, but I think we still have a little ways to go. We're at season 3, episode 16. And we did, if you don't remember, we did go back. We missed a few that weren't in the playlist that I had, but we went back and sourced them elsewhere. So I think we've done like everything up to that point. Hey, what's up, Vinny? How's it going, Dude McBoob and Realm Chat? But yeah, so we're really in the heart of sightings here. I don't think I really have any news that I can think of. I told you I talked to VP, and she's back now too. She did a pretty lengthy live stream last night. But I think that's about it. Any other pertinent news? Tomorrow, of course, is Memphis Wrestling 1988. Saturday's Boyd Watch. And then we'll see on next week. We'll see if my outlook brightens by then when I come back on Monday. But anyway, let's just get started with sightings since I don't have any other news to share. So again, this is season 3, episode 16. Curses, sprites, all kinds of fun stuff.
On this edition of Sightings,
there's an entity in this room right now.
a dangerous spirit is forcing these people from their home.
Identify yourself. You hear that?
You had to dip out on last night's stream. It says live in 25 minutes. Fear of warlocks. Oh my god. That's weird, ATF Media. I wonder what the deal is with all the YouTube censorship. I couldn't find any settings. There's no blocked words, I don't think. As far as I can tell.
It sounds almost like a moan.
Yeah, is it
Oh,
me?
this guy's
The
back.
Heartland Ghost strikes again.
Something is burning my face.
Then, was Hollywood's greatest genius cursed?
The long steel needle been driven entirely through the script. This was the mark of the voodoo.
Also, a frightening tale of alien abduction from the Australian outback.
It jumped on the roof of their car and took us up in the air.
They did the donation cart wasn't even out yesterday, Vinny. Unfortunately. I'm feeling down at the moment. I hope this episodes of Sightings transforms me from doomer to bloomer. I mean, I'm not a doomer in the way that like Luke West or Savvy Guy are, but like a little special corner of the black pill, I guess.
Some scientists believe the Earth wants us to change our ways.
The ecosystem fights
What's up,
back
F-Wood?
and attacks the people.
And newly discovered lights in space may offer an explanation to Earth mysteries.
There are forces in the earth that are equivalent to those things in the sky.
I can't wait to see what the sprites segment is like. We haven't seen a lot of Fae. Remember Corey Devotions that was having all the problems with all the Fae characters haunting her and her children? Okay, there we go.
Welcome to Sightings. I'm Tim White. Sightings continues to investigate the Heartland Ghost, the most compelling haunting case our investigative team has ever encountered. The family has now moved out of the house where they believe a vindictive entity named Sally lives. Before they moved out, they called in a Native American shaman to exorcise the spirit. Then our team returned to the now empty house with psychic Peter James.
Okay,
To see if Sally...
so the Sally house, which we followed since pretty much the beginning of Sightings, I think we've had like, what, half a dozen revisits to that house. It's now that weird family's moved out, and they're bringing back in that clown guy that shouts at the ghosts.
was really gone.
From the outside, little has changed since Peter James first visited this remarkable house last summer. In fact, the house stands today much as it has since it was built in 1872.
Lots of people have gone back to this
But
house, by the
time,
way,
the
even
upstairs
Boyd
window
people.
was empty.
There's tons
No
of
one
YouTube
peered
videos
out
about
on
it.
the quiet street in this quiet
I think the
town
footage
in
is going to
America's
be
heartland.
Ben
Sadly,
Thorpe
the child
drinking a
entity from
Sprite
the
and
past that
eating
Peter believes is
Dunkin'
trapped in
Donuts
the present
Munchkins.
seemed to be gone.
Nikki New?
And the family, Pam, Jeff, and Donnie, who tried to live with the haunting power in this house, have moved out. As chronicled in past episodes of Sightings, the ghostly activity began for them when family photographs
Nikki
revealed
New fought with
strange,
somebody yesterday that was
unexplained
kind of
images.
funny in the
This was the room
Prancess.
that there were a lot of
She kept going on and on about how terrible Prancess looked and how she was just worried about him, and he looked really bad, that he looked sick and unhealthy.
photographs taken. One was when I was sitting down
Nikki
here,
New still got it,
and
man.
two entities showed up. One about in this area here, and then one somewhere in this area here.
After those photographs were taken, the haunting seemed to move upstairs, where the family
Oh my
began
God,
to feel
guys.
an unnatural force at work in their son's nurse.
So, I don't know, you might know this. I don't watch her content, so I didn't know for sure, but I did check in on Kinetic Kel, and I noticed that Armani is one of her moderators.
This room spooks me, to be honest with you.
I thought that
This
was kind of
is
funny.
Where a lot of her activity happens. She's taking toys from that part of the room, throwing them out here to the middle of the floor. She's moved furniture around.
After a few months, the paranormal activity took a more destructive turn.
While you guys were outside doing an interview outside, there's something we discovered in here. It just looks like it's burnt.
He didn't want to give her any
The rest of
money.
the pedal is moist still. It's still
I brought up the fact that Nikki New likes to fuck all night, too. She confirmed.
alive. But the outside, it's ashes.
You know what's got me down, Daninsky,
And
is that
finally,
the
there was the
content
moment
sucks right
before
now.
our sightings
Like, there's
cameras,
so little good
when something
content.
or someone
We're in a content
viciously
drought.
attacked Jeff.
She's right here with me right now.
Thorpe's
I'm
DOA.
feeling something.
VP is on like a, you know, after you have the big blow-off match in wrestling, you at least back in the day, you couldn't really, you had to like kind of, there had to be like a little bit of a cooling off. And like VP's in that cooling off period right now after her big court thing. Like, it's just pretty grim out there. The Gilbert Ordonez story's slowing down.
Really cold, shoot around my stomach.
I can't find like a new, I just need that one, I need to
These
find that
creatures
one
had appeared
channel.
just moments before.
He's just went right through my midsection.
Oh my God! Look! Look! Oh, look! They're forming. It's forming right there.
Oh, not this bullshit
Tends to
again.
do this to me because I upset her sometimes.
Ooh, princess. Could you send me a
She
cash
wants
app,
to be
love?
noticed, I think, today.
Ooh.
On Peter James' first visit to the home, his psychic impressions centered
Oh,
on
no.
the link between a child entity and a former resident of the home who had lived here at the turn of the century.
I feel very medical about this for some reson. A medical
I thought the
person
house was empty. Why are we seeing the same shit?
that had a strange lifestyle.
This is Austin Idol
Peter's
booking.
accuracy was remarkable. When our sightings investigative team researched town records from 1900, the city directory showed that the house
Who did
was
she try to get
occupied
money
at that
from,
time by a
Daninsky?
doctor.
Was it OPC
A
Don?
doctor
He was
with a
in there
lifestyle
too.
that eventually
He was in
led to
Ruby's
his
chat.
arrest and removal from office as the town's mayor. And Peter believes that while the spirit of Sally, a child entity, haunts the house, her physical body is here.
I don't know. Hey, Daninsky, do you know what happened? Was there a falling out between Spud and the Thorpes why he stopped archiving them? And then I also saw in the chat, Get Crack for Me is like funding Spud and wants him to start doing for John Galt what he was doing for the Thorpes.
Beneath a weather-worn tombstone, and that she was a child that
I don't know.
disarmed
I mean,
doctor
she
could not or would not
I want to watch content, Daninsky. I don't want to make
save.
it. I'm a commentary
Because much
channel.
of the haunting activity has been
Stop putting
reported
pressure
at
on me.
night. We conducted this latest phase of our investigation.
I would do that, but
with
that's
the
going to be
aid
like
of
one
night vision
day of
lenses.
entertainment.
Okay, we're good.
After so
This is
many
the
months,
fall of
it was
America.
the
Where are
first
the
time
where's
our
the
team
where are
had
the
been
circuses?
alone
Where are
in
the
the house with the lights
distractions?
out.
I want to go in this room first.
Entertain. I want to be Oh man, I thought that was his arm.
First.
Oh my gosh, look! I thought it was like an optical. Well, it is an optical illusion, but I thought this was like some kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street shit, and that this guy's arm was going all the way down the banister.
And
A second camera shows what you'd see without the aid
Well,
of the night vision technology.
I know exclusively, but I'm saying that like he was doing old content, remember? He was censoring it, which sucks, but he was posting like he was doing like entire like just re-uploading the old streams. Like I wonder whatever happened to that. It took effort to live stream in the 90s. Yeah, you couldn't just put up a ring light and a phone like today, says Doug Locke.
Technology.
Nickel and dime.
our nighttime
Nickel
is
dime
their
performer.
daytime. There's an entity in this room right now. No doubt in my mind. Give us a better verification that you're here. Whoever you are, identify yourself.
What's up, Wrestle Plunge? Identify yourself.
What do you hear?
Do you hear it?
What do you hear? Tell me what you hear.
It sounds almost like a moan.
Yeah, it's a moaning.
Mercedes moan.
I do.
Tony, you hear it?
Yeah. I hear it.
It sounds like it's coming from right behind.
Is this where you are, Sally? Right here? Yes. Whoa. Yes. Feel this. Feel this right here. Or is that from the heater? No. No, it's right here.
Dude, Daninsky, you know what would turn things around? If we could get Jedi Rich to be this guy for Halloween, I think that would really set the tone for the fall.
It's right here. Right here.
He could walk around their retirement community home like saying, I think I can hear some. Is that a moan? Do I hear a moan?
She's here.
Hi, Sally.
There she is. Hi, Sal. Whoa, feel that. Whoa. Woo.
Yeah, right here.
Claim that he's speaking with Frank Sinatra on the strip.
Oh my God.
Yes, Sally. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, he's always here for this.
Whoa, hello. Easy.
Like, how much money has this guy made, and how many free trips has this guy gotten to come to the same fucking house?
You still feel it?
What's up, JF?
Yeah, a lot. A lot.
JF,
Yeah.
did you see Nikki New
Just come and
attacking
hold my hand,
Princess
Sally.
last night in Ruby's channel?
Peter feels the eerie force leading him down the hallway into the former nursery, where Sally's presence has always been felt most intensely.
Sally? Would you like to play with me and the teddy bear, Sally?
Oh boy.
You all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Just
Yeah, that's my issue with a lot of the things get derailed so easy on commentary channels.
Yeah, she's. Oh man, really burned.
That's why I'm an
Sally has supposedly
isolationist,
burned before.
Daninsky. I don't
A
let
rose,
anybody come
a
up.
bib, but never a person.
Something is burning my face.
Well, I had an open invitation for one person, but they're
Peter James was visibly
longer with
shaken
us.
by the painful encounter.
Yeah, she said he looked sickly and like disgusting, and
Sally, you be nice.
The team
she said
broke
that he
for the
looked
night,
so
but
bad
returned the next morning to find an
that
anxious former resident with an
she was like
amazing story.
actually worried, and that other people were worried for him.
I couldn't believe it. There was no doubt that it was my house, and I'd spent years here. And they showed the bookcase. And
What do you mean nobody likes him? Get cracked for me loves
which is the nursery,
Princess.
was actually my two youngest brothers. And as I
Most
passed through the
YouTubers
hall
are
and
ego
going by here,
driven. Yeah.
a light caught my eye. So I turned and I looked in here. It was right here where the fire happened. And as you can see, there's no electrical outlet or anything. It just,
It's even. I think
seemed
it's
like it was
worse
really
on.
concentrated right
I
here.
think I can tell a
My-
difference
my
between like a
memory of it has
YouTuber
always
and
been,
a
why
Twitch
did that
streamer.
fire start and how? And so,
The Twitch
going
streamers
back
are
and
just like
talking to all
insufferable.
My brothers after seeing that first show, every single one of them.
Although
had,
now
"What about
YouTube
that
is
fire in
also
Kevin
kind of.
Dillon's room?" And,
When I think of
said,
Twitch
"That's
people,
what
I think
thought
of
too."
like
And,
morning zoo
especially when
radio
they said that
kind
this
of
is the room
bullshit,
that they've
and
had
you're
the
seeing a lot of
concentration
that on
Sally
YouTube
being
now
in.
too, though.
And I thought, if she was there when we were there, I kind of had that feeling like, were you being watched all those years, or?
As if to
Yeah, he
confirm
does
her
it like
suspicions, the family
every single time Spicoli comes in, no matter what. he's like, drop the link. And I'm like, I've told him a million times, like, I don't have a link to drop, buddy. Let me come. He wants to come up and talk. What would he even say, Daninsky? Like, what could the possible conversation be?
They had been watched. An eerie cold spot.
Hey, Mark, what do you think about Grace's vajayjay?
That's cool.
Like, that's all. There's no conversation to be had.
What does it feel like to you?
It's like a breeze blowing.
Well, aren't there rumors that he's Damius Octavius?
But there's no, all the windows
Yeah,
are
the
shut.
windows are shut.
The heat is off.
And I feel like I'm really hot.
He was really nice to me. I mean, he dropped like some
Say hello to Sally.
couple hundred. He sent me a couple $100
Despite
worth
the
of
family's
memberships.
attempt to exorcise the spirit, Peter James feels she is still here.
How could we deny
What's up,
the fact
Ananje?
that
I know
she's
you
here?
saw Nikki
And
New
this clearly
Trash
says
Princess.
You better reconsider your thinking patterns about ghostly activity, because there are two entities here and will remain here, in spite of his attempted exorcism.
In fact, as you will see later in this program, Sally's supposedly vindictive nature was once again painfully
I mean, I
obvious.
like Grace and
So
everything, but I don't really
investigation
need to have
brought
like
the days that followed.
panels about her vagina.
Peter James believes that Sally is still present in the
That's
house.
pretty much putting it
And
on
there's
it. That's
other
really
evidence
putting
as
the
well.
pussy on a pedestal.
When the former
You know?
tenants, Jeff and Pam, returned to the house for a surprise visit, something sinister returned with them. And through a live computer hookup with hundreds of Sightings viewers, many of you were able to be there at the very moment of
ATF Media, I can never tell when you post stuff like that if you're being serious or if it's like a really like
investigation.
you just really like to
And was
troll.
Hollywood's greatest genius the victim of a mysterious curse?
Oh, he might have been JF. I'm not sure. I kind of came in when wasn't he like a Kick acquisition?
There's the curse of the
Because I don't really remember. Oh no, I'm thinking of the other guy. What was the one guy's name who was like on stream a lot, but he was sending a bunch of money over on Kick?
But there is one real-life Hollywood curse that is deadly serious. It may have been the reason why one of the big screen's brightest lights
Who's
burned
Mystery
out
Man?
before his
Is
time.
that King TL?
This is a
I don't know all these alts people
I ran
have.
into him in Brazil and
Everybody's
Rio de
getting
Janeiro.
called out for their
We were down
burner
there making a
accounts.
documentary film. And so I arranged with a good deal of difficulty to film a voodoo ceremony.
Everything that Orson Welles did
Bill
before
Crohn's.
1942 worked like a charm.
Paul ED, there you
It was
go.
my
Yep,
unhappy
thanks,
lot
JF.
to have to tell him that the filming was off because I had just received word from Hollywood that the president of the film studio had been removed.
It was his downfall. Once he left Hollywood and went to Brazil,
There was no more money to spend on voodoo ceremonies. And the witch doctor assured me that this was
Paul
deeply
ED,
offensive.
man.
He never got another job.
Oh wow,
in
Peter
pictures
Bogdanovich.
Anywhere remotely like the kind of opportunity he'd had.
On my desk, in a script of the film, was a long steel needle. It had been driven entirely through the script.
Orson Welles is great.
And to the needle was attached a length of red wool. This was the mark of the voodoo.
It was 1942, and Orson Welles was the undisputed king of Hollywood. Citizen Kane, still considered the greatest film ever made, had been released a year earlier, and Wells was still receiving accolades for his historic
I don't get
War
that
of
at
Worlds
all.
broadcast. But suddenly the
I thought
voodoo
you were a
curse
Ric
seemed to
Flair
change everything.
burner account because of your
Orson always felt
random
that he
capitalization.
had been cursed with the whole Brazil enterprise.
Director Peter Bogdanovich was Welles's friend and worked with him on his memoir, This is Orson Welles. In it, Welles chronicled his ill-fated attempt to make a documentary about South America, titled It's All True.
Orson had a strong belief in superstition, in witchcraft, in black magic and white magic.
Okay, so Orson Welles made a movie. It's got a few different titles, but I saw it under the title of Necromancy. And I don't remember, there might have been some voodoo elements in there somewhere, but it's an interesting movie. It's like where obviously it's kind of like a super low budget movie, but they spent a ton of money to get Orson Welles in one role. And I think it's always kind of funny when places do that because it makes your movie, in my opinion, look really cheap. It's not like you're like, oh my God, they got Orson Welles. It's like, wow, why, how far has Orson Welles fallen? But I mean, he was at a, you know, not super hireable at the time. But if you ever want to see Orson Welles in like a really cheesy horror movie, it's called Necromancy.
And I think he took it quite literally. I think he felt that the picture was cursed.
Kitchen Man Dan.
And that he was suffering from that curse.
Dan couldn't, you'd be talking about people's,
curses are
like,
real. Curses are made
you'd be
every
gooning
moment of
or
every day by people towards other
simping
people,
a little bit, I
and
think.
they have effects. Curses can kill people. Curses can make people sick. Curses can ruin people's finances. Curses can certainly ruin people's love lives.
What a
How do
movie,
the
though.
curses work? There is no canned answer to that question.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Rudy Chavez has an intimate knowledge of the power of curses. He runs the Crystal Cauldron in Oceanside, California, a metaphysical resource center where many people come in search of a release from their curses.
I need to go to a place like that and get a release.
Done in many ways, any way conceivable. The mind
What's
is
his name?
limitless.
Rudy
any way
Chavez.
conceivable. The mind is limitless. So a curse is merely just negative energy. How you choose to use it and manipulate it is entirely up to each individual.
Certainly, if you believe you're cursed, you're cursed. If you believe you're cursed, you've already set yourself up to have a bad result.
What I would tell someone who believes they are truly cursed, and if in fact they are cursed, is for them not to be afraid, to empower themselves, to muster up all the strength and courage that they can, and to stand
I should
strong
finally go
firm.
talk to
That
those
is the
witches
first
for Halloween.
step
I need to do
to
something for
overcoming a
Halloween.
curse.
Chavez calls his
I'm getting
technique
very
for removing
complacent.
the negative energy of a curse
What's going on
a
here?
spiritual cleansing.
We would anoint the pulse points with a spiritual oil or a cleansing oil.
Get
We
my
would light
chakras
incense,
cleansed.
in which we would burn herbs such as sage. Sage has been used for cleansing and healing. And we would invoke the blessings of God.
I've never had my chakras cleaned. I don't know what that. I don't even know cleansed. I don't even know what that entails. But I don't know if you guys ever have heard of a thing where you like you do like a foot bath detox, and it's supposed to like pull all the stuff out. I got a gift card one time somebody gave me for one of those, and I went and got it. And I mean, it was whatever. I mean, it's just I don't feel like it pulled a bunch of toxins out of me or anything. But the most interesting part about doing it was that afterward the lady asked me if I like carrot juice, and I told her not really. And she goes, well, let me get you a glass. And I said, well, make it like, you know, I don't really want any, but I didn't want to be rude, you know. And I was like, well, just, you know, I don't need a lot. And she brought out like the largest glass of carrot juice I think I've ever seen.
In our tradition, it's God and Goddess because you have feminine and masculine.
It was very
energies.
awkward.
Without one, you cannot have the other, and life cannot be sustained.
Lena D'Souza is a spiritual priestess who believes she acquired her healing gift as a young girl in Brazil.
Brazil has
It was a giant glass though, man.
Spiritual power.
I couldn't believe it.
You feel it when you arrive in. You feel it. It's very strong.
She was kind of like a
Producer Bill Crone first met Lena after finding the original footage from It's All True in this film vault.
like
It had
a
remained untouched for
spiritual
nearly 40 years.
hippie librarian type.
Curse from the film so that we
Big
can
shot
go ahead,
for a
raise the
faith
money,
healer,
make a deal with
whatever
Paramount,
you would
and
call
get
that.
the thing finished.
Orson wanted to finish this picture. He did not want to walk away from it. His heart was into it and he wanted to finish it.
Cinematographer Gary Graver worked with Orson Welles for 15 years, up until Welles' death in 1985.
He tried many
Man,
times to
imagine
finish
cashing
it
out in '85.
unsuccessfully.
What a dream.
He thought a lot of footage was missing, and he didn't want to spend the time on it because he thought it was a curse on it.
When I saw Lena for the first time, we sat down and
I don't want
she
to drink a whole
threw
fucking
a bunch of
jar
seashells
of
on the table
carrot juice.
and looked into them to see what had been done. She said, whoever did this did a good job.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember or not, it's kind of a deep cut reference, but I went to a rock and mineral show one time when I used to do IRLs, and I met these witches, And I was just fucking with them and asked them if like they could help me break the bond between Ben and Grace. And they said yeah, and like gave me their card. I think they gave me some free shit too. But I know where they are. I just have to get there. It really sucks. It's like a pretty, I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's it's just an inconvenience to have to go there. What's in the tasting cup? Sun-kissed raspberry blood orange. Maybe we could do that for Halloween. We could do a thing and try to cut the tie between the Thorpes.
And the guide says it could be
Set Ben free finally.
Not easy to do it, but it could be done.
With the help of her spiritual guides, Lena claimed she had lifted the curse. Bill Crone resurrected the Wells footage and completed the film. It's All True was released without incident in 1993, more than 50 years after it was shot.
I don't have any theories about curses.
Oh man, I hope my high brain can remember that.
They go.
It's all
I was
real.
Involved with one for 11 years, and I'm glad that I went to someone who knew more than I do about
Oh, thanks, Rick Moranis.
Because I think if I hadn't, It's All True would never have been finished.
If you're worried that someone might put a curse on you, remember that most curses work on the premise that you can trick the mind into harming the body. The power of a curse is as strong as your willingness to believe in it.
There you go. South to West would
Next,
really dig
newly
that.
discovered lights in space may explain baffling Earth mysteries.
It's documentation of a natural energetic.
Huh? You think Grace is more powerful as a spellcaster? I don't know, man. These chicks were like,
dedicated to proving that every sighting is an alien
they were baddies. Do you remember them, Daninsky? The one I remember real vividly.
In fact,
Then there were kind of like two
searching for a scientific explanation
two kind of like backup supporting witches, and then she had like a primary accompaniment witch that was standing next to her as well. But I don't remember her as well. I remember the main witch. That's it.
There have always been lights in the sky, a celestial painting we can't always explain. As technology reaches farther into space, science is finding answers, but also new phenomena high above the Earth.
She was like a regular, she was like kind of like a
extraordinary energetic phenomenon that people
if
have
like
reported off and on
a regular
throughout the
girl
years in
version
scientific
of
literature.
Megan Fox was also like a witch that lived next door. It was like a weird vibe.
And now, spectacular new pictures reveal definitive proof that enormous blasts of colored light, which once existed only in the imagination of science.
It all depends on whether they would want to be on camera or
It's
not.
documentation of a natural energetic phenomenon. We haven't looked at this enough.
The main witch was hot. I don't remember what the backup ones I think were kind of like
Blue jets and red sprites emanate from the top of thunderclouds and are 20 to
I
60
don't
miles
know how
high.
to say it,
They are
but
seen here in slow motion because sprites and jets last only a
they
few
probably
thousandths of a
hypnotized me.
second.
Hopefully what it
And
will
well,
do is
listen, I'd better
encourage
go
NASA to
confront
start
them
using
and ask them to
remote
show me
sensing
how that
technologies
hypnotizing
to map
works
out
again,
not only sprites and
so that I
jets,
never
but more
fall for it
subtle
again.
forms
Fall for it
of
again.
energy that exist all around the Earth.
Like okay, the supporting witches, which I'm not saying this is a bad thing at all, but like they would Ben would view them the same way he views like Ruby, if that makes sense.
But their discovery may be a roadmap
It's the
to more
easiest way for
elusive,
me to communicate it to
mystical
you.
Well, over the years that we've been
Like maybe not what
investigating
Ruby
sacred
actually is,
places,
but what
we've,
Ben sees her as.
heard
That's
of
what they
accounts of
seemed like
people
to me.
seeing curious lights, and folklore and tradition speaks of curious light forms. And they seem to haunt the sort
That
of
one lady that
places
sold the
ancient
salt
Greek
lamps is the
builders
one
and
that was wanting to
monument
get the
builders
seed, man. She was
selected
really
for
going
their
all out.
signs. I call them earth lights. And we see these curious lights.
And that one lady lied to me, remember? And she knew that I was real fucked up, that I was real high, and she lied to me and told me it was a real dinosaur egg.
Peoples in Australia, for example, the Aborigines call them Minden
Paul
lights.
Devereaux.
In the Native American Indians, many different Native American peoples have different
I
traditions.
love this guy
about
when he was
these
in
light phenomena.
Shaun of the Dead.
Sightings of magical earth lights infuse Native American myth and legend, and sacred places were set aside for their worship and observation.
Unusual, sometimes visible, energetic
I just asked them if they could.
like
I
the
didn't.
Marfa lights
I mean, you
down
saw
in
some of my
Southwest.
IRLs probably. I just
In
kind of
China,
go
there are
fishing and throw a line
mountains
out, just
with
hoping
balls
someone will
of
talk
light
to
that
me.
supposedly dance
So
around the
I just
tops of
asked them
them.
about
There are
doing
the
a
Andes lights that
ritual.
are
What
these
kind of
glowing
candle you would use
spires
for
that
like
shoot up into the air above the Andes
a
mountains.
bond ritual? And then she was like, "Oh, do you want to keep them together?" And I was like, "Eh." And she's like, "Oh, you want to rend them apart?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's the one."
In the earth,
And then they were really nice to me and walked me through it, said that I could come out and see them and they would help me with the
there are
ritual.
probably equivalents to the sprites and jets. We just don't see them.
They gave me
When
something too. I don't remember what they
lightning
gave me.
strikes, the heavens and the earth are connected, and there
They
are
gave me
forces
she
in
gave
the
me
earth
her number, but
that
then
are
she gave me
equivalent
like,
to those
she
things in
gave
the
me an
sky.
item, but I don't remember what it is.
Geophysicists have suspected the existence of red sprites and blue jets for many years, but it wasn't until
It's like it was,
technology caught
it's
up
like
with
a
imagination
memory
that the
hole. It's like
phenomena
a
were finally documented on videotape.
something
The same may prove
supernatural.
true for paranormal phenomena that we suspect but cannot document yet.
I'm sure they do. I don't know that they'd be willing to
Uncontrollable new diseases
participate
may be
in that
a
with
sign that
me,
the Earth has had enough.
especially on YouTube, but
You have, in effect, Gaia's revenge.
Then, alien abduction in the land down under, and America goes
Gaia's
online with a
Revenge.
ghost.
Wasn't that like a really rare NES cartridge? Hypnotized?
In 1979, scientist James Lovelock wrote a controversial book.
That stream is actually, looking back on it, is so bizarre. It's really funny. So many of my interactions there are kind of memorable. Like, remember the guy who was showing me all the different kinds of the things, but I was so like I was so excited to be at the Rock and Mineral show that I kept interrupting him. I felt so bad afterward when it was like when I realized it. That guy was super nice to me, and I just kept interrupting him.
Called Gaia, A New Look at Life on Earth.
Lots
In
of
it, he
black
described
bars.
the Earth as a living organism that, like the life teeming within it, was capable of sickness and healing. Today, in an era of global warming, deforestation,
Lol
and
cow
overpopulation,
exorcism.
many scientists have come to embrace Lovelock's
Would
theory.
Keen give me a
and they have
one-night
warning.
show? Lol
The
cow
Earth will heal
exorcism,
itself
where I bring
by
in
killing
a coven of witches to tear the Thorpes apart?
Gaia is the Greek word for earth, and the earth, according to many scientists, is not well. Gaia is striking back, they say, at the source of her problem, the human race. Gaia's revenge will be swift and deadly, unwittingly set in motion by us, the instruments
Wells
of destruction.
Fargo.
With the destruction of rainforest around the world, rare viruses have been released in populated areas. Viruses with names like Ebola
Subatomic
and Marburg
chill
can kill a
waves.
healthy person in less than 48 hours.
I'd like to.
The viral
That seems like a
outbreaks
good
are just
idea.
beginning, but Gaia theory says we're running out of time.
I find the theory of Gaia, where the Earth seen as a living organism,
Nerdy.
reacting to responses from the outside and
That's what
stimuli
that is.
such
You
as
remember the guy we
deforestation.
watched, Jan, the Eastern European guy that I used to go to wrestling with? He would say that if he didn't like the way that like the wrestler looked, or if they cut like an awkward promo, he'd just be like, "Nerdy."
What deforestation is doing to our planet.
We're losing 1 football field per second.
Oh my god, dude! If did they charge you an entrance fee? Yes. I think it was like $5 or $10.
We're losing an area the size of Great Britain annually.
Why is an area covering only 7%?
It was a really good event, though, to be honest. Like, I had no idea what to expect, but I was just like, you know what? A rock and mineral show seems like something George would do. Like, it's cheap, easy to produce. So, like, I didn't really know what to expect, but I thought I ended up getting a lot of, like, good footage. You remember oh my God, everyone I talked to there, it was like everything, it was like it was all, like, orchestrated. Remember the one guy who invited me out to his rural property, and he kept, like, talking about how he had, like, he lived way out in the woods, and, you know, no one was even close to there, and he's like, yeah, you should come out sometime and take a look at my geodes, or something like that.
Contains 90% of all life.
And I didn't know what to say to him, so he had a case next to him, and I said, hey, can we take a look in that case? And then he got off a topic, luckily.
By the year 2010, that's 15 years away, will be
Do you
responsible
think that was like
for
a
the
simulation thing that
20%
everyone
of Earth's
there was like
species? In 60 years,
weird and wanted to talk to me?
50% of the species on Earth will be gone, irrevocably.
The Gaia theory suggests that Earth, like man, has vital organs, and that the heart is the rainforest.
Yeah, I said I liked something he had on display, and he's like, "Oh, if you like this one, I've got this, you know,
It has an effect on
some,
the
I don't know,
system, just as
100
if I stuck
times
something in
bigger
your
or
heart
whatever." And he's like, "You could come and
or
take
your brain
some
or your
videos
lung,
with it or
the rest of
something."
your body would react. When I began my research on Gaia, I was skeptical, and I was going to knock the stuffing out of it. I'm from Brooklyn. I am not New Age. And I figured this is one of these sort of oogie-boogie kind
Hey,
of
we could.
concoctions that is
I think we
masquerading as
I can stay a little bit late today. I
more
think we can
journalist
watch part of that if you guys
Lawrence
want to at the
Joseph
end
learned
after we
about
watch
Lovelock
a
and his Gaia theory, the more he came
little
to
bit more
accept it as
sightings.
prophetic. He began to see a frightening correlation between man's encroachment
I think we
on
got
the
time. I think the normal we usually watch 3, so we could watch 3 and then see where we're at on time.
We are the problem. There are
What's up,
5
Travis Drum?
billion
What's up,
others
Championship Wrestling from Jeremy?
There is a quarter of a trillion pounds of human flesh on this planet.
Oh my god, 1 trillion pounds of human flesh. What a sick, evil freak would he see. You're talking about human beings here, and this guy's talking about just turning everybody into sliced deli meat? What a pig.
About 40% of all the green stuff that the planet produces. With 10 billion people, we're clearly going to be consuming almost everything that the planet produces.
Get some good content
We
from
cannot
Luna and her
live
king.
beyond our means, and we're
In
getting
what way?
perilously close to doing so.
Like, I can't. I don't know what I would. How.
the balance. You have, in effect,
I mean, we can. They're gonna be Boy Watch regulars probably.
the ecosystem fights back, and it attacks the people. It harms them with disease and drives them out.
Ironically, it is people who may be Gaia's unwitting accomplices. Deadly
I think that's
viruses
probably
which
my
live in
best
the rainforest are now being
IRL.
unleashed
I
by
think.
our unrelenting march into remote areas.
We are endlessly fascinated by.
Oh, the one where I went into the one is okay though. The urban, the urban stream that I did, and I ended up inside that Christian Science reading room, and I thought it was Scientology, and like the lady ended up taking me on this like incredibly in-depth tour and explaining everything and.
Eaten by aliens and sharks off Amity. The reality is that we are eaten, and we are eaten by bacteria and
I'm in too dark of a place
They
mentally
are the
right
real
now to do
threat.
IRL. I'd end up
Millions of
like
people are going to die from HIV for every
getting
person
into
who gets
mischief or
gobbled up
something.
by a great white shark, fictional or otherwise.
We're probably only just seeing the tip of the iceberg to all of the viruses that are out there. And there's probably plenty more to come.
Virologist Scott Lane is an associate professor at the UCLA School of Public Health, where he is a leading researcher in the fight
They had
against AIDS.
There's a whole
Well,
web.
listen, she told me this story. I'm gonna try to make sure that I understand it, because in Christian Science is the way that she explained it to me, and this is all on camera for legal purposes, but is that you have some kind of an event at some point in your life that basically like really hardcore reaffirms your faith, and you're just like, yes, I like you feel the like presence of God in that moment, and you're like, that's it. For like any doubts are erased or whatever. And when you have those experiences, they document them in these books, and then the books are all like just all over the walls in this place. But if you go through the books, it's like a history of the experiences of these people. And I don't want to misquote her, but she basically told me that she went to Africa and she had a really wild time, and she was really out of it one night and like dizzy, and then she had like the most powerful like feelings of ecstasy that she had ever had in her life. And that's when she knew that like that was like her faith reaffirming moment. But it was a really the way that she phrased it, it was like really interesting. I just can't remember exactly how she put it.
Of where infectious diseases are emerging from right now. It's the rainforest, it's the sea, it's the land that we live on. There are airborne viruses, and there are viruses which are sexually transmitted.
If you look at the average American, as described by the recent sex survey.
Yes, Daninsky.
They'll have 5 sexual partners in a lifetime. That means they've got a 1 in 40 chance of
Only
encountering
5?
somebody who carries a deadly disease.
Those are Brandon
I
Locke
wouldn't want
numbers.
to do anything that had a risk of 1 in 40 of killing myself. It makes bungee jumping look incredibly safe.
One of the most gruesome killer viruses to emerge from the rainforest is Ebola. Trapped for perhaps centuries in this dense protected environment, it has not been as easy to contain the virus in laboratories.
Remember that Resident Evil
Ebola virus was discovered
that was set
in this
with
country
like during like
uncontrolled
a
in an animal quarantine
they kind of
facility in
mimicked
Western Virginia.
the regions
If
where
the
like
airborne
Ebola
virus had
was,
spread
and like people, it
outside
really
the
upset
facility,
people.
Thousands, if not millions of Americans would have died a horrible death.
Did Resident Evil 5 ever get like a relook, or did people ever like
seems to grow
revisit
in
it? And
all of the cells of your
or
body.
is it still
Ebola
kind of viewed
causes
as
your
like
blood to clot,
the
and it
worst?
also causes your blood to thin at the same time. You may start vomiting blood. You may start sneezing blood. Blood might start breaking out of pores in your skin.
Wow.
And in the meantime, you bruise. Those bruises, they break open. You literally turn into just a petri dish for the virus.
Oh my
and you
God,
die
dude.
a horrible death.
A jet plane and 24 hours is all it would take for one person with Ebola to spread the virus worldwide.
Oh my
You can
God,
be
can you
one day
imagine?
in Hong Kong, you can be the next day in New York City. You can be one day in Australia, you can be the next day in China. Jetting around the world is a factor for spreading viral infection.
Is an outbreak of Ebola or another new
That makes
deadly
me so
virus
anxious.
inevitable? Or is there still time to prevent Gaia's revenge?
Yes,
There's been a
yeah.
fundamental
Contagion.
mistake in the approach of environmentalists, and that's the save the earth notion. Fear, self-interest. is a
I
much
liked
greater
Resident
motivator. I
Evil
think when
5.
that
I'm
finally
not saying I
sinks
thought it was a
in, and I
great
believe it
game, but
has begun to, then people will
it was full co-op, and it was like mostly action based, but I thought it was like a fun little like kind of, you know, I don't know, I thought it was a fun co-op game. I probably wouldn't have liked it as much if it was single player, but I thought it was really fun to go through in co-op.
see that
I think I platinumed it.
It's not just another good deed, but it's necessary and beneficial for themselves.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see what path humanity decides on taking. Are we going to be the wise stewards of our planet, or the desecrators of it?
Gosh, buddy, I hate to break this to you,
While
but
it is true that pollution, disease, and deforestation are on the rise, there is room for optimism. Global awareness of the Earth's fragility is at an all-time
don't take the
high.
black pill, guys.
And even though recycling
There's
one
room
bottle
for
or
hope.
planting one tree may seem trivial, the cumulative effect could save the Earth.
Coming up, what terrorized this family in Australia's outback?
It was hot. All this junk come inside the car. It made us feel like our heads were going to explode.
Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah, and
More
like
than 90%
True Lies.
Of all reported alien abductees are American. It's a statistic that skeptics use to argue that the abduction phenomenon is simply a product of our own pop culture and
Amanda
pop
Peet?
psychology. Abduction experts counter that the numbers are skewed because abductees
What
in
about
other
Grace
countries
Thorpe,
don't always
ATF
feel
Media?
free to come forward. That was certainly the case
How
for
would
an
you rate
Australian family
our
who were
resident
forced
beach ball head?
underground after their experience was ridiculed in the press.
Underrated, right?
On the afternoon of January 20th, 1988, Faye Knowles and her 3 sons set out from Perth in Western Australia to visit
This is like the
relatives
Australian
several hundred
Slugger
miles
family.
away. At dusk, they were crossing the Null Arbor Plain, a desolate stretch of road through the Australian desert. It was here, as day turned to night, that the Knowles encountered something terrifying that remains unexplained
The Knowles.
to this day.
We drove on, and this object kept on following us.
-3, ouch.
I don't know how the hell it done it.
Oh, look at this
It wasn't
guy.
actually flying. It was just hovering. It didn't have wings or anything like that. It was just hovering.
We nearly died. We thought we were dying.
And the faster we went, the faster this object went.
This looks like that guy that works at the. Remember, he has a YouTube channel and he works at the 7-Eleven, and he kept getting in trouble for recording at work.
And when the family turned to the media for help in finding an answer, the media turned on them.
Stop gooning over that warlock. I couldn't goon over Grace. I see her as like a quasi-religious figure.
I thought we were going to die, you know?
Did you know what it was?
Didn't know.
It didn't look like anything you'd ever seen
No,
before.
that's right.
The object picked the car up and Mum went
What's
onto
up?
her
It's me.
window and put a hand out in the roof, and
So
she touched
let me
it.
get this right. You've been picked up by an alien craft, and you've wound down the window pane
Yeah, go on.
and put your hand on the roof.
Because I was curious to see what was up there.
So you're way off the ground. You've got the alien spacecraft picking you up, and you've virtually patted it, haven't you?
As this was going on, it was like a really loud sound on top of inside the car, and it was like a material, it was like a fog that was coming into the car, and when the material came into
That was your mum's skin burning.
The media treating the Knowles.
Yes, while we're learning about to be vigilant and observe the world around us and all these paranormal and supernatural events around us, we also have to keep our sight on what really matters, which is EFD, please. $306.
Family was ruthless. I don't
Egg
think
cup.
one person honestly asked sensible questions and tried to console these people.
Is this not just a giant fucking butt plug on the top of this family's vehicle? UFO attacks family. Can you imagine if we lived in a world where this is what we could wake up to, like in the news? Like, oh man.
And seeing the state of anxiety that they were in.
I mean, people would say, oh, you know, you saw things, you're making it up.
That's not true.
A lot of the interviewers, I find and have found, make a bit of a joke of it and don't really approach it seriously.
Some staining due to soot from outer space, others staining due to terrified passengers.
Couple lifted off road by butt
The impression
plug.
I got, on the Knowles case, that it was a serious and definite event that happened, experience that they had.
Here, for the first time outside of Australia, and without reprisal or ridicule, is the story of what happened on that January night in 1988, as told by the Knowles in their own words.
I was next to Sean. He was sitting in front, driving, and I was asleep in the passenger side. And
He looks just like the 7-Eleven
Sean goes,
YouTuber guy to me.
"Wake up, look at this."
Like, I can't
And he goes,
separate the two
"What's that?"
now.
And he goes, "It looks like a UFO." And I said, "Can't shrink." We drove up to it, approaching it, and this thing was, at first, it was just stopped in the road, and we approached it.
Yeah, it was more like an egg shape, and it had like a yellow centre.
Next minute, you know, this object appeared back behind us. And I said to Sean, "Come put your foot down, let's get going."
And that's when I decided to put my foot down, and it just caught up within a matter of seconds.
Sparks hit the back tyre.
Remember when Paro was convinced that somebody named Amanda was the reason that he was being held backstage, and then we had him convinced that her last name was that?
Something was trying to blow out the tyre, like the object behind us. It blew the tyre out with like it being a light.
Before we knew it, she just went clunk on the roof of the car.
I thought that was one of the Armstrongs.
Up in the air, like that.
And as it picked the car lit up like a microwave. It lit up really bright inside. We heard this great big noise.
Lit up like a
sounded motor or
microwave.
something. I don't know what. It's really hard to describe. Like, it made us feel like our heads were going to explode.
Yeah, we're front and...
Dick Malikian from the
Like our bones and
Primetime
stuff,
universe.
Yeah, it was hot. All this junk come inside the car and...
Why? What's with these visuals, man? This
time-
is freaking me out.
It was hard to explain because I kind of blanked out.
As the car was dropped, you could feel this object slip off the car.
Not long after, you know, it dropped the car. That's when I come out of it. And I took off from the car. I told them all to jump out.
We jumped at the car, ran over to the bushes, hid in the bushes.
And you could see this thing. It was still...
Hey, did you watch his recent stream where he was talking? He went into like this gigantic rant, and it like ended with him like professing his love for Ruby Spacek, and that he loves her and he hates that he loves her, but he does love her, and it was really interesting.
Looking for us. And at the same time, I turned.
I think
the
I have
lights
it.
off
I have
car,
I have it
And
timestamped.
somehow it could not focus on that car. Somehow it was working without
Looking for
lights.
it. Was it looking for a baby?
As soon as I turned those lights off, it just could not find us.
According to the Knowles family, It was at this point that they experienced what ufologists refer to as missing time.
I think we lost about an hour and a half in time, and it's really hard to explain, how long it did take.
Then they experienced something scientists like to call can't remember.
And found several eyewitnesses who corroborated the strange events on the Null Arbor Plain that night.
They were travelling along the road. A bright light appeared in front of the car. Shortly after, the lights appeared behind
I mean,
the
you
car.
think he would learn his lesson, man. Like, I get if there's a girl that you watch and you're like, you feel a certain way about her, but like, you got to be realistic. And certainly you can't be like, oh, like after 10 e-girls you've had the same experience, like you know what's going to happen.
From all professions and walks of life, and they were traveling in different vehicles. So we had people in spotter planes for the tuna boat people. We had the tuna boat people experiencing the UFO.
We had the tuna boat people experience.
Police investigators and scientists examined the car and
Is that a
analyzed
ride
the
at
sooty
Disney?
residue found inside. Although their findings were inconclusive, most of the investigators insisted the damage to the vehicle and the tires was caused by some unexplained but natural causes.
A lot of the powers that be put it down to the rising sun or Jupiter. Or,
The rising
There's
sun?
other things which they think ordinary people mistake these things for, but it's their way of...
6 days, 3 phone calls. Now you're starting to sound like Jimmy. 2 years, 7 states.
Getting around it and not having to do anything about it, I think.
We just want people to know what happened to us and that we weren't out for anything. We thought it was amazing ourselves. We thought we'd like to let people know what happened because it's, to us, it was exciting plus very frightening. You can't really explain what it's like unless it's actually happened to you. Like people say, people used to laugh before and make a joke, but now they don't.
Since the Knowles experience in 1988, there have been many anonymous reports of mysterious lights hovering over the Null Arbor Plain. But so far, no one since the Knowles family...
Speaking
has
of
been willing to come
expiration
forward and tell their
dates,
story.
October 27th is really coming up faster than a lot of us have thought. We all knew that the day was coming, but I mean, now we're barely a month away from it. So please, EFD, $306.
Publicly.
Coming up, while Sightings is online with viewers, a violent spirit makes its presence known.
Mel Gibson.
3 scratches appeared on his body.
These guys again?
We now return to the house in America's heartland, which has been the focus of an intensive sightings investigation. This time, many of you came with us through a live computer forum set up with America Online.
What was D-Dog's
In the world's
13
first
years,
online
Ruby?
ghost investigation, hundreds of sightings viewers were able to experience the haunting firsthand.
6 days, 7 nights. Wasn't that a Harrison Ford film with Anne Heche?
Child at the turn of the century.
As Peter James concluded his psychic investigation,
I was just wondering
the
whatever
team
happened
moved
to her, and I
downstairs,
remember that she
where
died.
Sightings co-executive producer
She made a
Stephen
really good
Krupke
movie though
was leading a
called
computer forum
was it called
between
Girl
the Sightings
Fight?
viewers
Cat
and the
Fight.
investigative
Cat
team.
Fight.
Through a live nationwide hookup, viewers could
Nationwide
ask questions,
hookup.
make comments about their own beliefs, and experience the haunting firsthand through the information superhighway. Here, computer users posed questions directly to Peter
Yep,
James.
he's back
I'd
again.
like to know if there's any way to learn how to talk to or contact a ghost.
It takes a lot of trial and error and a lot
No, Daninsky, Gracemas was last year, Christmas, I don't know, I think it was like, I think it was right before Christmas. I did a pop-up like art exhibition and I showed like a reel of Boit people, and then I showed, which we had to cut short because somebody got really upset. Grace was singing her pussy song and doing her like twerking in the bathroom for her music video to it. And that really upset a guy because she was saying the N-word like repeatedly. So I had to get to the main program, but then we watched OPC Don Almost Gets Arrested stream.
nurturing and a lot of
But it's like it's already over. Like it was almost a year ago.
For this event.
Great.
The next day, Sightings was online with paranormal investigator Carrie Gaynor. Again, through a computer forum on America Online, viewers were speaking live with Gaynor and the rest of the team. During this computer session, the former residents of the house paid an
Oh, remember that
unexpected
guy?
visit.
I think he's like a
Within minutes,
lawyer or something.
Sally's telltale calling card was visible, and our online audience was experiencing it with the rest of the team.
There is no almost in life. Whatever this is, get it off the fucking street. It ain't in the car.
All across here.
Oh, the whole phase?
Yeah.
The first reaction from the online audience was skeptical.
How do we know this is not a hoax?
Well, I don't know. I'll let you answer that. We got 15 people observing this right now.
In the last 5 minutes, 3 scratches appeared on his body in full view of 8 witnesses.
But those 3 scratches were not the last. Just minutes after Sightings concluded the computer forum, Sally struck again, and this time with a viciousness our team had not seen before.
All of a sudden, his knees buckled, and he just kind of let out an oh, and clearly something happened. We went up, lifted up his shirt, and there were 2 vicious scratch marks across his back. I mean, it really looked like an attack.
You okay? You still hurt?
His knees even gave out.
Up to this point, the family has asked us to keep their identities and their town secret. But in our next report from America's Heartland, Sightings will bring you both Carrie
Almost
Gaynor's
true.
complete investigation and the true identity of the scratching victim we now call
My next
Jack.
project, though, Daninsky, is the Inside the Black Pill, the art
Sightings
of
has
Luke
expanded its
West
America
and Savvy
Online
Guy.
area. Keyword Sightings when you log on for access to Sightings stories, images, and events. To subscribe to America
But I'm not
Online,
having
call
any
1-800-591-3344,
refreshments at that one because it's a black pill
and you can
event.
still reach Sightings 24 hours a day at 1-900-933-7444.
Offering refreshments at a black pill event
Until
is
next
foolishness.
time, remember, no mystery is closed to an open mind. For Sightings, I'm Tim White.
Ooh, look at that cool, that was a cool angle on that house. All right, this is, let's see,
On this edition of Sightings.
Season 3, episode 17.
In the 1950s, was the USS Franklin Delano Roosevelt the object of extraterrestrial observation?
Oh, thank you, BB, for $4.99. BB says, appreciate you, Mark Fusion. EFD, $306 for life. True. Well, hopefully only till on or before October 27th. But thank you, BB. I appreciate that.
Leads twin sisters to the family they never knew.
The minute she
Very
came
generous.
To the motel where we were staying and walked in the door, it was just as if we'd always known her.
And a terrifying past life memory forces this woman to relive the horrors of the Holocaust.
Oh my God, again?
Image of being in this other woman's body that I just lost my mind.
Oh my God.
Extraterrestrials, time travelers from our own future.
Extraterrestrials manipulate the fabric of
I don't
space
want to
and
see that at 9:12 a.m. Is that wrong of me to look away from history?
Welcome to Sightings. I'm Tim White. In 1952, military personnel stood together on the deck of a Navy flagship, the USS FDR, and watched as a disc-shaped UFO hovered above them. 3 photographs were taken, and this sighting was just the first of many reported aboard the ship. Despite vehement denials from the Navy, many people who served on the USS FDR believe that she was a UFO magnet.
I mean, I just don't need to see the imagery all the time. I think we've already seen like at least 2 episodes about it already.
On the right-hand side, which would be the starboard side.
ship was on a shakedown.
I got to get a different strain. I got to get off this lemon cherry gelato.
And I was
Is
down
fucking
below
my brain up. I'll be right
maybe
back.
approximately 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, I think it was. And this buddy of mine, Vince, who's seen a bunch of men coming from the engine room compartment running up topside on a ladder, said, Red, why don't you go up there and see what's going on? So I follow these guys up 3 or 4 decks up to the flight deck, and we're watching this little object, like a light, that was following our ship. And then it came out of the sky at us.
My friends called me to come outside, and we observed a bright light quite high in the sky. It looked like a star, but was much brighter. The light tracked at a
Oh, I
high
like this
speed,
guy's
and
hair.
came to a stop, altered direction, and accelerated to high speed, stopped again, and it proceeded across.
I switched
the sky
to
in this
Blackberry
manner until it
Moon
disappeared
Rocks.
into the moonlight.
These 3 men, Robert Coburn, Chester Gruzinski, and John Lawrence, all served on the USS FDR. But each man was assigned to the ship on different tours, in different years, and with different jobs. And yet each man saw the same thing sometime during his service, an unidentified flying object tracking
How'd you
the
like it, Rome
aircraft
Chat?
carrier through the sky. Others stood with them and witnessed the same events, which occurred over a 10-year period. But there is no record of any
This is from,
sightings in the ship's logs.
Nature's
Attempts to find
Grace.
other eyewitnesses have failed.
I know that during September,
It's a
52,
heavy.
there were a
They're
series
both
of
pretty
incidents during
heavy
Operation
indicas.
Main Brace, which was a series of naval
Blackberry
maneuvers,
Moon
military
Rocks more
maneuvers
so.
with other countries. And during those maneuvers, there were a number of UFO incidents.
Well,
reported.
that's not expressly true. I think lemon cherry gelato has like a sedative property of indicas, but I think it's actually like considered a hybrid.
One occurring in connection with a fighter jet, which had been followed by an unidentified flying object.
Barry Greenwood is the research director of
How's it going,
CAUSE,
Dave's channel?
Citizens Against UFO Secrecy. He is also the co-author of the UFO Cover-Up. Greenwood has collected photographs of UFOs taken in 1952 from the deck of the flagship for Operation Main Brace. They were taken aboard the USS Franklin D. Roosevelt.
On September 20th, a newspaper reporter was on the flight deck of the carrier. He had a color camera with him. And he said he turned down the flight deck and noticed a group of guys looking up into the sky. He ran down there and noticed a large spherical object hanging in the air. Everybody was looking at it, so he had his camera. He decided
Those
to take
bookshelves
some shots.
behind him are like what the ones
when
at
he
the
ran the
Christian Science
exposures,
reading room
so
look
the
like.
object
They were like real
accelerated,
nice cabinets,
took
and they
off
were
at high
filled
speed,
with books, and they
disappeared.
had like a glass case
They
over
thought
them.
it was a balloon initially. So the
She
brass
said I could
called
come in
various
and,
other ships in the area, asked about
she
a
said I
balloon.
could come in and
Nobody
read 'em.
launched a balloon. Nobody knows anything about it. They listed it as an unknown. Possible balloon, but nobody knows where it came from.
No, it's
Oh,
quite
wow.
obvious that we had seen something. We
New Bedford.
don't know what it was. We knew that it couldn't be an airplane because an airplane could not start and stop. The rate of speed was too high, too fast for a helicopter, and it was too erratic a pattern track for a weather balloon.
Leon Treadwell also served on the USS FDR in the 1950s. He recalls a UFO encounter he witnessed along with several other men.
Uh-oh, Dave's channel
in Rio de
is
Janeiro.
triangulating F-Wood.
Or
Oh, look at this guy.
ships, one above the other,
Amazing.
maybe about 200 or 300 feet separated the two of them, and the counter-rotating lights. And all of a sudden, a fireball dropped between the upper ship to the lower ship. Nobody knew what the devil was going on. There was actual radar contact on these vehicles.
Who was trying to
This
seduce me?
painting depicts what Leon claims
The woman
he
at
and
the
several other
place?
sailors saw on
The
board
Christian
USS
Science reading room?
FDR
She was like
that
100 years old.
Several officers and these are representatives of divisional departments. They couldn't believe what they were looking at. Everybody signed a release statement that nobody outside of CIC would say anything about this for at least 15 to 20 years.
Midwestern,
CIC,
yeah, like a
the
line
Combat
dancing
Information
pirate.
Center, is master control for any Navy aircraft carrier. Here is where radar, mapping, target searches, and operations are conducted.
We were just told to
awesome.
not say anything about this to anybody outside of combat.
Oh, he's got his own artwork on the wall
Virginia,
behind
when
him.
I was discussing this with him, he was on the ship. He told me that I wasn't even supposed to mention this. I just ignored what he said. It's one of my desires.
Planes pirate.
These other witnesses that were up on that flight deck with me witnessing this object as it came on top of the ship. There are a lot of times I wish that this would have never happened because all the aggravation has caused me. I had people that laughed and said they wouldn't believe me. Really? Yeah, I was there. I seen it. You weren't there. You don't know. You don't know what it was like.
But why would an unidentified flying object of this Earth or any other spend nearly a decade tailing this particular ship? Crewmen claim that the FDR carried advanced nuclear weaponry that was supposedly top secret.
The sighting was well known to insiders in the government at the time. It was written about by the head of Project Blue Book after he retired.
95% of my viewership is from the New England area.
There's a possibility that our weapons were of a sort that they were interested in. Of course, the carrier carried all kinds of different weapons.
The FDR was the only aircraft carrier at the time that
Boy,
had
a boy pirate move.
capability. It was the only one that was allowed to carry the H-bomb.
We would be the only ship naturally that would carry them because we would have the only method of delivering the atomic bombs.
Since World War II, there have been a number of UFO sightings linked to nuclear storage and transport facilities. But
flying
these reports
saucers
remain
seen at sea.
unsubstantiated, in large part because the government organization best equipped to investigate the sightings, the U.S. military, refuses to do so.
I think they are probably covering up the incidents with the FDR because they're covering up all incidences of UFO sightings.
I won't rest till I find somebody else that was on that flight deck with me to witness that same thing I did.
The experience of the crew members aboard the USS FDR may not
What's
be
up, Cody
unique.
Turbo?
Sightings is currently conducting an in-depth investigation into charges that UFO confrontations have occurred at 3 different military bases where nuclear weapons are stored. We'll bring you the
Well, I
results of that
bicycled the tape
investigation
for
on a
this
future
stream
edition of Sightings.
to the different places in the New England territory.
A violent spirit continues its assault on a Midwestern family.
It happened so quick.
I'm sitting right here and I didn't see it.
This guy is the worst. When can we never see this guy again? I'm so tired of that guy.
This is what we know so far. A 2-story house built
Does
in
Vinny believe in
1872
ghosts and UFOs?
sits on a
Ooh, I don't
tree-lined
know.
street in the Midwest.
He's Catholic.
Inside, many people, including members of our sightings investigative team, have reported feeling anomalous cold
He's very,
spots,
I would
with
consider
amorphous
him
entities,
a
and inexplicable electrical energy.
conservative Catholic.
One man has been plagued by spontaneous bleeding welts that he attributes to a vindictive spirit. What we don't know is why.
He attributes to a
What is causing
vindictive
this
spirit.
haunting activity in America's heartland.
I could feel it.
How did that happen? You don't know.
Sally?
At this point, I don't care anymore about the Sally house. I just need it to end.
Look. It's forming right there.
I have 2 scratches.
Oh,
there it is.
Look at it.
It'd be okay if I sit down for a second.
Why don't you sit down?
Didn't they blur his face out of all the earlier episodes?
The wounds are self-inflicted, an allergic reaction, or
Vinny is openly gay, but he's also a
The victim,
conservative
his
Catholic.
family, and many visitors here believe the strange phenomena are caused by a vindictive entity in the house.
Ben and Grace
And
Thorpe
that is
are
why
from
these
the New
families
England
moved out.
area.
But the empty
Ruby
house is
Space,
still the
big
focus of an
megastar
ongoing
Ruby
sightings
SpaceX.
investigation. World-renowned paranormal investigator Kerry Gaynor believes this case deserves the same
Algorithm
careful attention
God,
devoted to
OPC
previous
Don.
cases, the entity and poltergeist cases. With the family gone,
Didn't they blur
Gaynor
his
has
face
the
out? I
unique
swear to God,
opportunity
they used to
determine
blur that
if
guy's
the
face
source
out of the
ghostly
videos.
activity is the site or the family. Maury Schrag is an environmental engineer.
Is
with the
Lalo
Industrial
Catholic,
Compliance
though?
and Safety Corporation. He was brought in to search for electromagnetic anomalies.
Listen, we got to get Maury Schrag in here right now to wave around this telephone or vacuum cleaner.
Or unusual levels of radon, carbon monoxide, or other gases. Nothing unusual was picked up, but there were still reports of ghostly activity by many visitors to the home, including the owner, a 20-year veteran of the local police department.
My hand got real cold.
Oh, well, if
I
a
mean,
cop says it,
got
I mean,
real
we
cold.
got to believe
I
it,
thought
right?
somebody was doing something. I looked back both ways and I asked
everybody in the room if they had felt that. I said, it startled me. It kind of scared me. Would y'all
Listen,
feel
I think
that?
if it can happen to Mike
I didn't buy
Ditka, it can happen to anybody.
Until that happened, it happened. And we had felt the room temperature go out, which I figured was a draft in the room. But when
Lalo's Baptist.
it touched me, that was not a draft. Something's going on in that house. It's strange activity. What it is, I don't know.
And so far, scientific equipment has failed to come up with the answer.
We thought we might find something as we took several different kinds of measurements.
Scientific
and we found
equipment.
basically that the readings were no significance.
In the face
I
of so many
mean, you
personal
know.
experiences, convinced the family to seek help of another kind. They asked that an exorcism be performed to rid them of the entity.
We're all holding hands, and at one point, my husband would grip her real hard. We were told not to let go. Don't break the circle. And he just held on real tight because he was in such pain.
Pam.
It was odd because he's never really felt the pain before. But afterwards, we found out that he had been swiped at with a hand across his back on 3 separate occasions that left, I think it was 11 scratches right across the center upper portion of his back, his shoulder area.
I don't believe any of these.
These
This
are the
whole
scratches that materialized during that exorcism.
immediately following
And
exorcism.
As long as the family stayed away from the house, the scratches didn't return. But during our investigation and an online computer forum with Sightings viewers, the family dropped in unexpectedly. And within minutes, so did Sally.
So, did you feel like...
Oh my God, look at the lawyer. He's like freaking out.
Where did you feel? Kind of like all across here.
Oh, the whole face?
Yeah.
First, a scratch appeared on his face.
Oh, come on.
Then, moments later, deeper cuts appeared on his back.
You physically felt that?
Yeah, that hurt.
Describe to me again what you felt.
This sharp thing felt like somebody stabbing something in my back.
ATF Media, are you trying out material here for
We
your
set up additional cameras and
stand-up?
monitoring equipment, hoping to capture any further scratching episodes. It was while we were setting up that the victim, who had always wished to remain anonymous, told us he wanted to reveal his true identity.
Sightings has made a habit of coming back.
Oh, well, good. He
to visit you,
unmasked
during
for
that
the
time,
finale.
You asked them to disguise your appearance. Now you're finally allowing them to use your appearance. What changed for you?
Well, it's something that me and my wife we talked about a lot, and
And keep in mind, when it comes to him obscuring his identity, whatever, but remember that he let them show his kids' faces, his wife's face, the exterior of his home, like everything, but he wouldn't let them show his face until the end.
it's a pretty religious town, and I didn't know what kind of feedback we'd get from this type of situation. The more we've talked about it, and since we have been on television a few times, and we've been getting some pretty positive feedback. I mean, the people have accepted it really well.
Well, I, for one, am very surprised that it's the guy from The Greatest American Hero.
We get our taunts every once in a while, or somebody will, say something, but it's something that I know what's happening, and my wife knows what's happening, and that's what's important.
Sounds like Wings of Redemption.
Right now.
I know what happened. My wife, Kelly knows what's happened, man, and that's all that matters,
Anyone
man.
get closer? Yeah, we're pretty close. I'm sitting right here, and I didn't see it. It's on your side, yeah. It's on my side. I'm sitting right next to you.
Mm-hmm.
This scratch right here, all the way down to here, was not on your face when we came in because we saw this one here. We examined your face, your stomach, your back. Your hands are right here in full view of the camera and in full view of all of us. If one of those hands had gone to your face, I would have seen it. It would have been on that camera. This is truly incredible. Truly incredible. This happened right here, right this moment as we were talking. If this
You
were
gotta
true,
be
typical
kidding me.
poltergeist phenomena, it would follow Tony to his new home. Now, he's only been in his new home.
Oh, I see, Daninsky. That makes
it's
sense.
still a little bit
Because
too
this
early
is
to
not
make that kind
a
of judgment yet. The story's not complete. We've got
12-segment
a lot more
story.
Sightings will continue to investigate.
Yeah, all
this
you got to do is
groundbreaking
have you a little
case.
like
New
coat nail,
are set to move
give
into
you a
the
little
house.
jagged edge on it.
We'll
Just
monitor their experiences and also follow Pam and Jeff into their new home.
it's like, oh my God,
to
I think I
determine
see the
if
ghost
it
of
is the
Sally,
house
and then when he
or the
turns
people
around, you
who are the
gig.
focus of this haunting.
Get some. We're getting. Sorry, babe. Sightings is coming over tonight. I got to get colored.
We'd always known her. There was no strangeness. We just felt she was our sister.
Since they were born, Alice Heck and Agnes Nash have shared a special, some would say, psychic bond. Their lives have followed parallel paths. They finish each other's sentences. If one of them is hurt, the other feels pain. It's behavior typical of identical twins, and that's how Alice and Agnes have always explained it. But when they were 51 years old, their mother revealed that Alice and Agnes were not twins.
Alice and Agnes were born in 1926. They share the same likeness, the same birthday, and a powerful mental bond.
We're exact, identical, mirror twins with hypertelepathy, which means it's almost like a form of psychic. I can see in my mind what she's doing. She can see in her mind what I'm doing.
How disturbing.
I can always tell you what she's wearing. She can always tell you what I'm wearing. If I go to the store
Well,
to
yeah,
buy
because you
something,
dress the same.
she can see in her mind what I'm buying. She'll go to the store and buy the same dang thing. When she went through labor, I went through the whole thing with her, and when I had my twins, she went through it with me.
The girls grew up in Rochester, New York, and for 51 years, they believed they were identical twins, until the day their mother shared a long-hidden family secret.
My mother told me when we were 51 years old, about 2 months before she died. She called us to her house, and she says, I've got something to tell you. I don't know how you're going to take it. And she said, I realize that I do not have too much longer to live. She knew she was very, very sick. And she said, I think you better sit down. We both more or less said, what is it, Ma? And she says,
not
well,
twins.
You've
You're
always thought you
triplets.
were identical twins. Well, we are. No, you're not. You have two more. You are quads.
What?
There are 4 of you. And she said there were 4 of us, that she had seen the 4, that the 2 were taken at birth.
Their mother died before Alice and Agnes could find out their missing siblings' names, addresses, or even if they were boys or girls. For the next 17 years, they sought help from private detectives, adoption agencies, and law enforcement. Nothing worked.
Look at that
Until they
badass
asked
chair,
a psychic
man.
for help.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
During the reading, what I picked
Sandra
up most importantly was the
Sanfilippo,
sister's name
amazing
right away.
chair.
It just flowed right out of me. But
Oh,
also
I
a
just-
sense of sadness that their sister
Oh,
would really
that's a
be
good chair.
reluctant about meeting up with them and connecting with them.
Sandra also told Alice and Agnes that they would discover the whereabouts of this missing sister on Father's Day and meet her in the summer. Just 1 month after the psychic reading, during an appearance on a TV talk show, the connection was made. A little boy was watching that show and noticed a striking family resemblance.
And that's when the grandson of our new sister saw us and thought we looked like his grandmother, and that's how this all started.
That sister had also been looking for her birth family. She contacted Alice and Agnes on Father's Day and met them that same summer, just as the psychic had predicted.
The minute she came to the motel where we were staying and walked in the door, it was just as if we'd always known her. There was no strangeness.
The telepathy.
We just felt she was our sister, and that was it.
The twins were now triplets. And as they began to learn more and more about their separate lives, they discovered a number of eerie similarities, although they had grown up miles apart in different families.
Some of the similarities have been that she has a son and daughter, Mark and Maureen. I have a son and daughter, Mark and Maureen. Her daughter, Maureen, was born July 12, 1952. My son, Jimmy, was born July 12, 1952. I lost twin girls back in 1960. And her one child, boy, was born the same day that I lost the twin girls, October the 3rd. There is another similarity that's a very marked one. My sister was married the year before I was the new sister. And when we got married, she bought her gown in her hometown at a specialty shop. I bought my gown here in Rochester in a specialty shop. She had hers altered, and so did I, with seat pearls in the neckline.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a...
Headpieces were almost identical.
Baptismal records support Alice and Agnes's belief that this is their sister. But as the psychic predicted, the long-lost sister isn't ready to accept this new family.
She is still looking for a paper trail. I guess it's overwhelmed her, according to what she says. She doesn't want her name used or anything right now. But she admits to us that she knows in her heart that she is our sister. So now we're leaving it up to her.
While Alice and Agnes work on building a relationship with their sister, there is still a hole to be filled. There is yet another sibling out there somewhere, and psychic Sandra Sanfilippo believes it is a brother.
Oh man,
I hope that we
I want that chair.
He would be 68 years old. He might look like us. He may have dark. Our hair is naturally dark. He might have gray hair because it's also gray hair in the family. His birthday should be April the 6th, 1926.
Alice and Agnes are confident in Sandra's psychic vision. They will search until they find the brother who can complete their family portrait.
Well, the most that we want to get out of this whole thing is to get the four of us together so that we can all love one another and be there for one another in thickness and in thin, no matter what the future might bring. Because if they are in pain or need, we want to be there. I want to know that they're...
What an uplifting story.
Alice and Agnes continue to search for the brother
Oh,
that
no.
they believe is out there somewhere. It's a
F-Wood.
reunion we hope to share with you on an upcoming edition of Sightings.
Wow, what a
Next,
statement.
a terrifying past life memory forces this woman to relive the horrors of
I
the
can't
Holocaust.
handle that
Have
kind of
scientists
thing right
found
now.
a link between alien visitation and time travel? And a psychic finds clues to a murder through dreams.
Reincarnation is the belief that a person's essence, their soul,
Oh my God, it's
never
like the
dies,
whole
but is
rest of
simply
the thing
transferred
here.
from body to body for eternity. Some people claim that they can recall their past lives. Taylor Sammons believes she is one of those people, and there's one past
Oh my
life she
God.
can never forget.
Here we go. Sorry, guys. I don't
When time travel becomes possible,
want to
will
sit
not be
through
the kind
15
of
minutes of
vehicle that's
Holocaust
important,
content.
but rather the discovery of an interdimensional shortcut. In these scenes from Star Trek, the shortcut
This is what
a
I wanna
cosmic
see.
anomaly called a wormhole.
We might have just discovered the first stable wormhole known to exist. Bring us about, Lieutenant.
In science fiction, time travel is possible because cosmic anomalies not only warp space, they also warp time. But does science support the existence of these interstellar superhighways?
The average scientist says that the distances
Michio
between stars
Kaku.
are so great, 4 light years to the nearest star, that star travel is simply impractical. It would take them hundreds of years to go between nearby star systems. Therefore, they are skeptical that we have been visited by aliens from outer space.
Michio Kaku is a professor of theoretical physics at the City University of New York. In his book Hyperspace, Kaku suggests
They're shooting
that
this
there
like it's
is
a
mechanism
70s
capable of
science
warping
fiction
time.
movie.
And Kaku does not rule out the possibility that another, more advanced civilization may have already found that mechanism, the unified field that Einstein dreamt about.
Oh, it's the guy
new
from the
ring
Sally
world, which
house.
has caused quite a bit of excitement among theoretical physicists, is that perhaps this river of time can have eddy currents, whirlpools, and perhaps may even fork at a crucial juncture in history.
But where those forks and eddies are, no one knows. The cosmic highway isn't marked with signs saying wormhole next right, or this way to ancient Egypt. At this point, just finding holes in space is more of a stumbling block than traveling through them.
Perhaps in outer space, extraterrestrials may have the capability, with a technology thousands of years beyond our own, to open a hole in space and to begin to manipulate the fabric of space and time.
And that is precisely how Mark Davenport explains his belief that many UFO sightings are, in fact, extraterrestrial spacecraft.
Oh, it's a book
In Visitors
pitch.
from Time, Davenport describes hundreds of reported
Look at him
UFO
acting like he's got to
sightings and
autograph all
alien
these
abduction
copies to
cases
mail out.
that
Give me
he
a
believes
break.
support his time travel
I'll be right back.
So my hypothesis is
that these people who operate these ships, their technology is so advanced that they've actually figured out a way to artificially warp space-time the way a black hole does naturally. And if that's true, it could mean they could be coming here not only from other planets, but from other star systems, other galaxies, other dimensions that coexist with ours, parallel universes, even our own future or our own past.
By collating and cross-referencing specifics from eyewitnesses, Davenport believes he has compelling evidence that many UFOs are actually time machines.
We have the occupants of these craft are continually telling people, they ask them questions like, what time is it? What is time? What is your time? What is age? What is a year? And they say, you are caught in time and we're not. Our time is different from yours. Time is distorted in the vicinity of these craft and inside these craft. A lot of times people's watches will stop. We have people who say that their voices are distorted when they're near this craft, like when they breathe helium or something. So we have all sorts of indication that these things are in some kind of a field.
What can we do about it? Well, you'll have to pick up my book to learn about the rest.
Science will catch up with science fiction, and we will create a time machine of our own.
Most of my friends watch science fiction because they want to dream about what may be possible in the future. Real scientists at the cutting edge, working on the unified field theory, working on higher dimensions, working on time travel.
Thank you, Dr.
These are the ones who
Kaku.
are playful. These are the ones who let their imagination soar into hyperspace.
Please stop bullying Dr. Kaku online, please.
Not all scientists agree with Michio Kaku's hyperspace theory.
Ooh,
Eminent
Kaku, I like
physicist
that.
Stephen Hawking has stated that time travel is impossible because we've never been visited by any tourists from the future. Or
How do we know that?
Next, a sightings update.
Ooh,
A
dream
psychic
murder.
detective finds clues to a murder in this man's dreams.
Dan Severn?
Considered a dream to me anymore because it all seemed so real, like I knew them or something.
On a previous Sightings, we profiled Charles Byerly, a man who has been plagued by recurring dreams of a brutal double murder. He said that he didn't know the victims or the killer, and dream experts found this highly unusual. In most recurring dream cases, the dreamer has a link to people in the dream. Sightings contacted psychic Kathleen Ray to see if she could find a hidden link between Charles and his dreams.
The beast is restless. Look at him.
Everything became like a nightmare.
He's like, Ken
It
Shamrock,
really wasn't
you son of a
considered
bitch.
a dream to me anymore because it all seemed so real. Like
Charles
I knew them or
Briley,
something.
dreamer.
For more than 3 years, Charles Byerly has
Oh,
been
it's Rhea
dreaming about
Perlman.
the real-life murders of 15-year-old Barbara Grimes and her 13-year-old sister Patricia. The girls
That
were
lady
last
was
seen alive in
15?
December of 1956, leaving their Chicago home on the way to the movies. Their bodies were found.
I thought that was like a mother and daughter.
I believe they've been reaching out. They still are. Maybe they're not at rest, you know? Maybe they just want to find out who did it, who's responsible.
Chicago police detective Jerry Schultz is keeping track of Byerly's dreams and feels
Oh, it's
there
the
may be
dad
something
from the Wonder
significant in
Years.
the strange recurring
Wow, look at this
visions.
lady.
Detective Schultz agreed to consult with psychic detective
Everyone
Kathleen
on
Ray
Sightings
about
is
the
so
still
interesting.
unsolved case.
The first thing I do is take the victims and do a psychological profile.
Mona
In the case
from,
of these
Who's the
two
Boss?
girls, I went into their personalities to see why would they perhaps go with a stranger and get themselves into this situation. Then the other thing I do is look to see the suspect. Do they know the suspect? I feel the man's probably in his early 30s. He gives off the feeling of late 20s, early 30s, somewhere in there.
Quit biting me.
I feel that he came upon the girls while they were waiting for a bus. I feel that they crossed over
biting me.
from the theater to a bus stop, and then I feel they had to go to another one, and that's where this happened.
These psychic visions mirror Charles's dreams in every detail but one. Kathleen Ray sees only one murderer.
I can smell alcohol on him, not only from that night, but like it comes out of his pores like he drinks a lot. I can smell cigarette smoke on him. I could see
Yeah,
his
like
hands. I could
everyone is
tell
so
he was
distinct.
a labor of some type, a manual labor, because they were all rough from working with his hands. This man could very easily have worked for Santa Fe Railroad or for a company of that nature. Would it start with an S?
Working together over the phone, Kathleen Ray received confirmation for many of her psychic visions. Encouraged, Kathleen flew to Chicago to
Like
meet
what?
with
Which
Detective
ones?
Schultz. She led the detective to the site
I'm
of
seeing a
demolished
giant
shack
pile of
where
crap
she believes
in the
killer
woods.
once lived, and where he killed the Grimes sisters.
I felt it was a green shack. It was back among trees. It was like I could see forest around
Quit,
it.
Cicero.
I felt water behind it. And I felt that there were no lights of houses near, so I knew it was isolated so the little girls wouldn't be heard. And it certainly has everything I saw in my mind that fits the scene.
When I first started working with a psychic, I was very skeptical, okay? Through my belief and upbringing, whether it be from a religious end, I just did not believe in psychics. However, after spending several hours talking to Catherine Ray, I've changed my opinion drastically.
God damn it.
Catherine Ray has said things
Cicero
to me
has
about
lost
this
his
area
mind.
and about the terrain out here, which only someone who knows this area quite well would know about.
And no one had told
Get
Kathleen
outta
Ray
here.
that the site of the shack was only 3 miles from where the bodies were actually found.
I feel like he stopped and he brought them down, drug them down far enough to where people wouldn't be inclined to be driving along and seeing them just on the edge of the road.
Although Kathleen Ray believes the murderer no longer lives in the area, she is confident he will be found.
I feel like he's still alive.
At least she's
I
working
feel
with
like he
police.
doesn't
I think the
live
people who
here
try to
right now.
tell
I
the
feel like he
families
lives
that, like,
in a
they,
state
you
that
know what I
has
mean,
more
like that they're talking to their
mountainous
dead
terrain around.
loved ones or
I felt
something.
it
That's
was a
pretty
state that started with an M.
scummy.
With the clues that Catherine Ray has given me, I've got somebody in mind. Okay, it's just something that I'm looking at right now.
The recurring dreams
Dan
that plague
Severn
Charles
back
Brierly
again.
and the psychic visions of Kathleen Ray each point in the same direction. It's a direction that Detective Schultz is now following in the hope that Barbara and Patricia
Man, he
Grimes
was flipping
may finally
out.
rest in peace.
Officially, there is no suspect in the death of the Grimes sisters. But Detective Schultz is following up on the leads Kathleen Ray has provided in a concerted effort to reopen the case.
Sightings has expanded its America Online area. Keyword
Oh,
Sightings
nice.
when
They
you log on
expanded it.
for access to Sightings stories, images, and events. To subscribe to America Online, call 1-800-591-3344. And you can still reach Sightings 24 hours a day at 1-900-933-7444.
Until next time, remember, no mystery is closed to an open mind. For Sightings, I'm Tim White.
What an episode. Uh-oh, Mexico mass sighting.
On this edition of Sightings, Mexico City, 1991. The location
Ooh,
of the largest
cloning
mass UFO
in this
sighting
one,
in
too.
history.
Hundreds of thousands of people went to the streets of Mexico. This was a massive phenomenon.
Now, the visitors are back.
If they are here, now they are telling us it's possible to travel through the stars.
Then, in 1953, a CIA LSD experiment went terribly wrong.
He went through the window.
Suicide or murder? Forensic scientists and psychic investigators try to uncover the truth. Plus, are scientists about to create a real-life Jurassic Park?
This is dangerous technology.
Later, do identical
Who
twins
was
share a
born?
bond that transcends death?
I had a tremendous jolt. Then I knew it was my twin.
And this woman
Has
believes we
anyone
can
here
see the
experienced
world
the
through our
loss?
cat's eyes.
We're born with the ability.
Oh, you have, ma'am? Was it someone that was very close to you? It was a loved one, a husband? Of course, of course. Some of them do look like flying sombreros.
Welcome to Sightings. I'm Tim White. Last year, Sightings brought you exclusive videotape of the largest mass UFO sighting in history. Wave after wave of unidentified flying objects were sighted by thousands of eyewitnesses in Mexico City. A Sightings investigative team has been keeping tabs on the Mexico sightings and report that they are not only continuing, but they are growing in frequency.
In 1991, thousands of citizens in Mexico City looked to the heavens. Astronomers from around the world brought high-powered telescopes. Many people had video cameras. They were there to see the last full solar eclipse for 3 centuries. But as day turned to night, there was something else in the twilight sky.
Man, imagine if you missed that.
UFOs. lots of them, recorded at the same time by different people from locations throughout central Mexico. Mass sightings on this scale are rare, and ufologists describe the event as a flap. One journalist who witnessed the original mass sighting has spearheaded a continuing effort to understand what exactly is going on. Jaime Musollo,
Oh, boy.
Mexico's most respected television reporter and host of Mexico's version of 60 Minutes, is the guiding force behind a project to collate, archive, and study this flap.
Mexican 60 Minutes?
From the
Why
day
are
of
we
the
not
eclipse
watching
of
that?
July 11, 1981, we have had the most incredible flap that has ever been recorded or keep it as evidence.
A police officer caught one view of a suspected craft from a surveillance camera set up to capture drug traffickers. And this daylight video footage was taken by a Catholic priest who believes the Bible supports the possibility of extraterrestrial life forms.
Faker than the
Christ
Indian moon
speaks of his
landing?
kingdom, not
Tell
being
that to
of this
Padre
world,
Ferrer
that his angels help him.
and his mobster sunglasses.
We are so small, and the universe is something so big
True.
that we cannot begin to understand all that is out there.
True.
Why Mexico City? Why 1991? Some researchers found what they believe to be an answer in Mexico's ancient Maya culture. Pyramids south of Mexico City have given rise to the theory that these structures, built with extraordinary technical sophistication, were actually built with the assistance of an advanced extraterrestrial race. Were these pyramids built with a
man, that'd be
mysterious
fun to go there,
purpose in
wouldn't it?
mind that has somehow beckoned extraterrestrial visitors back
Do you
to
think
the
places
region
like that are
centuries
just like
after the Maya
overrun with
civilization vanished? And then there is the astronomical
social media
calendar
people now, though?
devised by the Maya centuries ago. Some archaeologists believe that the calendar accurately predicted the solar eclipse of 1991 and has also made predictions about UFO visitations.
The July 11th eclipse that we witnessed was forecasted thousands of years ago
This guy
on the
wearing
code
makeup?
of dressed in eclipse table of the Mayan civilization.
The Maya referred to the periods between eclipses as suns. These suns last up to 500 years.
The fifth sun ended on the eclipse of July.
Man, I like this aesthetic a
It
lot.
was predicted in some form, like the era of the New Enlightenment.
Oh, those
The
sunglasses?
sixth
Oh
sun
my God,
is the
for sure.
return to the epic of enlightenment.
Could the continuing Mexico City flap be a harbinger of the enlightenment predicted in the Maya calendar? Are the UFOs that have continued to appear almost daily since 1991
You gotta be shitting me that one
trying
they tried to
send us
pass
a
off.
message?
Come on.
Hundreds of amateur videotapes have been shot in the search for that message.
Angel
It was
Cruz.
an object that was flying overhead at a low altitude in the area which I live. It was an object in the form, shall we say, of a top. It was suspended over a tower. It was revolving around. It stopped spinning and began to move across. It hid itself behind a building.
Did he have one of those like long cigarette holders?
It hid itself.
Oh, what a
behind building.
badass.
I looked at the sky, and there were some bubbles. To me, it looked like a pearl. So I shot it with my camera. While I'm taping, I observed through the lens that it split or separated.
There is a concerted effort in both civilian and academic circles to get to the bottom of the UFO mystery. At El Grupo Sol, a Mexico City university, courses are taught in computer analysis of supposed UFO film and video. Videotapes
still
have
can't
been
believe there's a
pouring into
Mexican
the university
60
since the
Minutes.
project was first
I
announced.
gotta see that.
Amateur videographers have formed clubs to compare notes, and courses are offered on the proper techniques for videotaping UFOs. While most of the videotapes collected so far offer only quick, tantalizing glimpses of suspicious objects, a few are worthy of serious consideration. On January 1st, 1993, several metallic-looking orbs were captured on tape.
Just in front of me, approximately
Manuel
1,500 feet,
Lascano.
I was looking to an object that I have never seen before. I can tell you that was not normal. It was
Oh my God, Mexican primetime. I thought that George saying like "see you next time" would be a better ending for primetime, but it's so not. Like I'm so bitter about the like non-realized Orlando primetime. I'm so bitter about it.
Was not the only person who witnessed the unusual
Oh,
New
look at the
Year's Day
beautiful
event
colors,
in
though.
1993.
Thousands, I would say hundreds of thousands of people went to the streets of Mexico, and all of them looked at very strange things. This was a massive phenomenon. Then it's very difficult for the scientists or for the skeptics to try to say no or try to invent any kind of tale around this. It means now that we don't think the same way we did 3 or 4 years ago. And that's very important. If you really want to see what is going up there, you have to have an open mind, otherwise you won't see that. And I believe that American people should learn from this experience. I think that if you start looking to the sky with an open mind, you are going to see things that you never expected before.
The Mexico City UFOs have been front-page news in Mexico since the mass sightings began in 1991. But strangely, a computer search here could not find a single article about the phenomenon in any American publication. More on this suspicious discrepancy when Sightings continues.
Next, our Mexico City investigation continues, and some believe the visitors have come with a message.
Here we saw something flashing or strobing occasionally.
That's a lot of video evidence. I mean, I think about half of it is just complete garbage, and then half of it, like, you know, some of the footage was like okay, but I mean, definitely not like all that compelling.
What is in dispute is who
in
is
my
manufacturing
opinion.
them and who's flying them.
The largest mass sighting anywhere in the world occurred over Mexico City on New Year's Day, 1993. Television and newspaper reporters couldn't chalk this one up to hysterical kooks.
We went to the building next door in order to tape the lights that all the people were watching. There were journalists and cameramen. First, there was one object, and then two.
With that crucial event on January 1st, journalists throughout Mexico went from reporters to eyewitnesses. La Prensa is Mexico City's second largest daily newspaper. Reporter Genoveva Ortiz's account
Oh my God, look at this book.
Flap was front page news.
I arrived at the editorial room around 3:30 in the
Genoveva
afternoon.
Ortiz.
When we began to
Very
notice a
trad.
commotion among the people in the streets. The people were coming out of their homes, all the automobiles were stopping, and everybody was looking up at the sky.
A long time ago, there was this belief. I think among the media professionals, the journalists. But now, with so many occurrences, we believe, and we accept things the way they are. Photos, videos, people's comments. They have shown us that something more exists, right? Not just us.
While the ongoing UFO
Man, I love
sightings
this,
are
like,
headline news in Mexico City,
I love all this
they remain
footage.
virtually unreported in the American media. Are we
Not
missing a
found in
rare
the online
opportunity to
database
learn
in
about
1993.
long-term UFO sightings? Why are journalists here so nonchalant about the
Oh.
Mexico flight? Sightings brought
comically
several of the
large
Mexican
book.
videotapes to a video engineer in Nevada. He uses the
Do you think the
same
rationale
image
behind
analysis
that is like
computer used
a
by the
casual
Department of
viewer will just be like,
Defense
wow,
to
she's
raw satellite
read
data?
this giant book,
Because
she's
of
a
the sensitive
trustworthy
nature of his
person, I
work,
guess?
he is asked to
Or
remain
this is a
anonymous.
subject that's
His
a,
analysis
it doesn't
of the
even tell
tapes
you like what the
reveals
book is.
startling details that Mexican investigators had not previously
Do they want you
seen.
to think someone wrote that
Initially,
book
we
about
took some
this
time to look
UFO sighting? That
at,
seems like kind of a
blow-up
stretch.
and enlargement of the object that everybody sees in the motion video, and happened to see a flash of light down in this area of the screen.
Convolution is right.
We went down there and enlarged it, and we see something here that doesn't seem to follow the
My
general
God, are you kidding me,
geometry
bro?
of the image.
This is,
There
that's
seemed
the
to be another
proof?
spot right in here.
Oh my God. Is that a dinosaur? It looks like a
area in here
T-Rex.
was
This is a fucking T-Rex. Look at his arms, and there's his head.
And
This
here
is
we
such
saw,
bullshit.
Again, something that didn't seem to be sensible with the rest of the image. It's pretty much not anything that we can readily identify as an existing aircraft or helicopter.
I mean, give me a break with this shit.
Why are reporters in the United States disinterested in the largest continuing mass sighting in recorded history? Why do they treat as suspect tens of thousands of eyewitnesses and over 1,500 videotapes?
If you want to really be really truthful and you believe this is real, you have to tell it. It doesn't matter if it's risky. It doesn't matter if they are going to tell you that you are crazy. It doesn't matter if you lose your credibility, if you are acting as an honest man.
As the Mike Wallace of Mexico,
The Mike Wallace of Mexico.
concerned about his credibility, but the mass sightings Musan has witnessed fuel his passion.
And many people was afraid when I started presenting this if I was going to lose my credibility. I am investigator. My duty is to investigate, and my duty is to do it
The Alto
for the
Golfo de
benefit
California.
of the people. If you have the courage and you believe in it and it's true, you will be supported by people. And to do that is very risky, and I know that's why many of my partners, probably in the United States, don't do that.
On balance, Musan and his colleagues throughout Mexico have not reported alien abductions, extraterrestrials disguised as DEA agents, or intergalactic ultimatums. They are simply reporting
Whoa,
what they
man,
are
that's a
seeing
cool
and what
concept.
They believe they will continue to see for years to come.
Aliens disguised
They are
as
here.
DEA
We
agents?
will
That's a
be there
fun premise.
tomorrow. They are proving with their presence here that it's possible to travel through the stars. It's the only reason science hasn't accepted the presence of these beings here, because we don't know how to travel these tremendous distances in the stars or in the universe between the galaxies. But
Okay,
if they are
just-
here, now they are telling.
Okay, hear me out on this, okay? Let's say they are real, okay? But let's operate under an assumption that nobody, like the government doesn't know anything about them, like the, you know, whatever, they don't really have any useful information about it other than like maybe higher resolution pictures that don't really show, still don't show much or whatever, but like, what difference does it make? Like, it would, I guess you would know that there was life elsewhere, but I mean, unless that was forbidden in your religion, since nothing can happen because we don't contact them and they don't contact us, like, I mean, who cares?
Goes, hey, take it easy, take it easy. It's possible.
And the
to
Alex
travel
Jones
through
of
the stars.
Mexico.
And it's all that
I did a
matters at this
super
moment.
deep Alex Jones
Since
dive.
this latest report was completed,
But now
sightings
they
have been
like
contacted
take
by
down my.
commercial
They
airline
like.
pilot
Well,
who
they'll
claims
take them down
that
while I'm
he was
live.
involved in a near miss between his DC-9
If I watch
and a
conspiracy theory
UFO.
stuff.
We'll bring you his complete story on an upcoming program.
Coming up, do identical twins share a unique bond in life and death?
And I knew it was my twin, and his spirit rose up from me, and my spirit wanted to go with him.
Oh my God. Man, they just can't let us have
Identical twins share a unique biological bond.
an upbeat
and life
episode
studies
here.
of identical twins have shown that they can also share a unique psychic bond. But what happens when one twin dies? Is the psychic bond
what a
between identical twins so strong that it can reach out from the grave?
They have shared the same parents, the same egg, the same genetic makeup. So is it possible that identical twins can also, in some supernatural way, share the same soul?
When I walked in the room, two of the nurses says, "Oh my God," and start crying because we're identical in every way. And when I saw her laying there, it was like half my life is laying there.
They are called twinless twins, the remaining half of a whole, separated only by death.
Because they came into the world together, because they were of the same
Wow.
developmental stage and shared so
That
many
seems
life
really
history
dark to
events
me.
from infancy onward, it becomes a very, very special loss. And birthdays
Separated
that used to be very
only
happy
by
occasions
death.
now become days of mourning.
And many
Ooh, there was the
twinless twins
Sandman.
report that although death has severed the physical bond they shared, a
Oh,
psychic
there's a
bond
whole
lives
movement.
on beyond the grave.
Okay.
I was up on a power pole, and I wasn't touching any energized conductors, but all of a sudden I had the most tremendous jolt went through my body as if I'd taken an electric shock, and I knew it wasn't me because I wasn't touching anything energized, but then I knew it was my twin, and
come on, Sightings, man.
I didn't want to believe it, but I knew it was so, and his spirit rose up from me, and my spirit wanted to go with him.
Dr. Raymond Brandt lost his twin, Robert, early in life.
No one tries to put on lighthearted, whimsical entertainment and ends up with soul-crushingly depressing content like Fusion Studios. Twinless twins at 10 o'clock in the morning.
In my mind, that I experienced a factor or an element of death myself when my twin died. And one half of me is dead. And so one half of me lives right here where you see me in this cloth. I sense his presence. He's with me.
I've had other people die. My mom died. My dad died this last year. And I don't feel their presence with me. They're just gone.
I wonder if Jimmy Jack Funk felt that connection with Dory.
But it's not like their lives they're living on through me. And Kathy is. You know, you'll always miss someone you love when they die, but when you're a twin...
Oh, look at this footage.
That presence, that having her inside you goes on.
Carrie Bettis lost her twin, Kathy, when they were only 23.
They were very, very close. They shared everything.
Man, it just seems like a completely different, like, fucking universe in some of those old pictures.
One another, and their
Betty
children
Jean
interacting.
Case.
And then when this devastating experience happened with the auto accident, she had to go on and carry on, of course.
They said that she was in critical condition. I just hurt. Just a hurt all over. And all of a sudden it was gone. I felt fine, and I felt such a relief. And then the doctor came out and said that she had died. And I knew the minute she died, I knew the minute she was not in pain anymore.
I guess I'm not really sure what the... I mean, it's not that I'm anti this content, but like...
And even though she has a growing family to love
what's the Sightings tie-in? That they have a connection to somebody and they miss them when they're gone? Like...
She's just a part of me. I attempted suicide. Kathy's accident...
Oh my God, what a dark episode. What is...
And so I followed a semi clear up to Roseburg, which is quite a ways away, thinking I'm going to hit the back of this truck too. But then my mind would go back, and I would hear her say,
"Oh my God,
you
wow!"
better take care of my kids.
Carrie's after-death communication with her
Watch Sightings, they said. See some UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts.
They can not only feel the presence of their departed twin, but can also speak with them.
Yeah, I'm back in. I'm black-pilled again.
Sometimes it's almost frightening. How close
Robert McGowan, twinless twin. Look at the picture of him with his dog, though.
We'd feel the same pains that one would feel.
Robert McGowan lost his twin Ronald later in life after a long bout with cancer.
As I looked at the casket, I could hear him say, "Bobby, it's just a box going down in the ground. I'm still here right behind you." I knew physically he was gone, but mentally he wasn't gone. He's staying here with me.
Man.
Some psychologists believe that these separation pangs are simple manifestations of grief. But the twins themselves counter that grief cannot explain the supernatural encounters they routinely experience.
Oh, here we
When
go.
I look
Okay.
in the mirror, I really have some question. Is that me or is that Robert?
Every time I look in the mirror, I see Ronald, I start talking.
Kathy's been gone 11 years. And about 3 years ago,
Mike Chuddy
I
faked his
glanced in
own
the
death
mirror,
and then
and it was more my reflection.
never knew
looking
that
back.
primetime
it's
was going to
me
be seen
in the
outside
mirror.
of the New England area.
It's a
And that's
lot
why
of
he's
her,
pretty
too.
much buried it.
Dr. Brandt's study is ongoing. He's interested in hearing from other surviving identical twins who believe that they have had after-death communication. Dr. Brandt's Twinless Twins organization is
What was that,
located
10
in Fort Wayne,
seconds
Indiana.
of supernatural stuff?
Next, did a CIA experiment lead to this man's murder?
Finally, something good. Let's
I
go.
know there was an altercation prior to his going out the window.
Then the frightening
Now we're getting
consequences of
somewhere.
cloning. And can we see the world
MK
through our cat's
Ultra.
eyes?
LSD. 3 letters that conjure up an entire turbulent decade. But long before Timothy Leary told a generation of baby boomers to tune in, turn on, and drop out, the CIA was secretly dosing government employees with LSD.
This intro sounds
These
like a
were
South to
unwitting
West
human
comment.
guinea pigs, and in at least one case, the results may have been fatal.
Did Frank Olson jump or was he pushed? That is the question that faces psychic detective Kathleen Ray, who has come to the scene of the crime, room 1018A in New York City's Statler Hotel. The unanswered questions about what happened in this room have plagued Olson's family for over 40
Well,
years.
what's his name? Didn't he testify in front of Congress like a week ago?
On a cold November
Sightings
night
regular
in
George Knapp.
1953, Frank Olson, an Army scientist and father of 3, plunged 13 stories to his death from his room at the Statler Hotel.
For me, it was catastrophic. I mean, it was nothing short of catastrophic.
Eric Olson, son of
Eric
Frank
was
Olson.
only 9 years old when his father died. He grew up never knowing what really happened. As an adult, he vowed to find out for himself the truth about his father's life and death.
Frank Olson was a branch chief for the Army's Special Operation Division and their Biological Warfare Division at Fort Detrick in Maryland.
Author John Marks is an authority on the U.S. government's covert operations during the Cold War. While researching the CIA's involvement in top-secret biological warfare, Marks learned a lot about Frank Olson.
Frank Olson was very much a witting participant in the idea that you could
Fair
disable
ATF.
individuals or kill individuals through the use of biological warfare, which means that he was a specialist in putting the plague into an aerosol can.
Frank Olson was a patriot who believed his role in the creation of biological weaponry was essential to national security. He was just the kind of strong-minded scientist the CIA was looking for to test a new truth serum called LSD.
As part of the CIA's testing of LSD program,
Well, I'm
they
very
needed to
patriotic.
find
I
out
would
how
help
people
out with
would
that.
react to the drug if they
Official
didn't know they were
government
getting the
sanctioned
drug.
test.
There was a meeting, a small meeting held at Deep Creek Lake in western part of Maryland, where a small group of scientists associated with my father's research division were going to hold discussions together with these guys from the CIA.
They gave everybody a drink of Cointreau, which had LSD in it. Frank Olson was one of the people who drank that LSD/Cointreau and had a very bad experience with it.
Some say the experience broke him. Olson became despondent, paranoid. He wanted out. But before the CIA would release him from the project, they insisted that he go to New York City for a psychiatric evaluation.
He called my mother, the first call that he'd made to her since he'd been in New York, and he said that he felt good.
Oh, no, I
and
just
he
noticed
was,
that.
Looking forward to coming back to Frederick the next day. And she was very relieved because she thought he sounded, sounded fine.
It's kind of weird.
But a few hours later, he went through the window.
What happened in the 2 hours between the time Frank Olson made that optimistic phone call and his fatal fall
Okay,
through a frigid
let's-
New York night?
Let me put forth a theory, okay? Can both things be true? Can the fact that they dosed this guy and it had a very detrimental impact on his brain be true? And then it also be true that, like, instead of being like a conspiracy, it's just more of a direct thing. Like, this guy went through this experience, it fucked his brain up, and he didn't want to be around anymore.
Retired hotel manager
I don't think they
Armand
necessarily
Pastor
had to,
was
like,
on
put a
duty
hit
that
out
night.
on him or
He
anything
was the
like
first
that.
to
You know what I
reach
mean?
Frank Olson.
And he kept looking at me, and his mouth was moving and working, but nothing was coming out. You couldn't understand anything he was saying. It was like mumbling. But he was definitely trying to tell me something, and he was looking straight
What's this
at
guy
me.
doing?
It's a night Pastore we'll never forget.
He's like,
A
hey,
man was
film
dead,
me in front of
and
the
the
Sbarro.
circumstances surrounding his death were extraordinary.
Oh, wow.
A hotel operator told Pastore that just moments after Olson's death, a call had been placed from Olson's
That's impressive,
room,
Daninsky.
and the operator had listened in.
He said, well, he's gone, and the fellow at the other end said, that's too bad. And they both hung up. Well, from the moment I heard that, I knew there was something terribly wrong.
The CIA will not confirm the identity of the man in Olson's room that night, but Eric Olson believes he was a CIA agent who had a hand in his father's death.
The police came in first. I followed them.
Why are they allowed just to not
with his head
say?
in his hands, like that. And the police said, well, what happened? And he said, all I heard was a glass crash, and he was gone.
National security?
I don't remember anything else, he said.
I'm sure he didn't say exactly what happened because they were in the middle of a cover-up.
22 years after his death in 1975, the CIA finally admitted that Frank Olson had been an unwitting participant in an LSD experiment. But they insisted that Olson's death had been a suicide. Eric Olson believes otherwise. Sightings offered the services of Kathleen Ray to see if she could provide any details about the crucial
I
minutes
think that they
before
gave him the
Olson's
stuff. I think he took the stuff. It fucked his brain up. So in a sense, yes, they did do it. But I think they did it in that kind of, well, I mean, to me, it's pretty direct. But I mean, they didn't know, hopefully they didn't know that that's what he was going to do. But I just think it fucked his brain up and he was done. Like,
there were 3 steps they had to do in order to put your father in the condition to have him here in this room to where they could get your father out the window.
Many of Ray's psychic impressions match the empirical research.
oh
of
yeah,
Dr. James
those
Starrs,
ridiculous
professor
little
of law and forensic
alien
science
mummies.
at George Washington University.
We're taking a flying run, coming from across the room, all the way through up to the window. And you take a leap through. Even if you cleared this top bar, wouldn't some part of your body, whatever part, have been snared by the glass?
Dr. Starrs has spent 2 years studying the case and agrees with psychic Ray.
How?
There is strong
What?
evidence of foul play. Starrs commissioned a computer model to graphically illustrate Frank Olson's last minutes.
We were able to create an animation
Michelle
that
Saber.
shows the 2 scenarios involved in the
Okay.
death of Frank Olson.
Michelle Saber is a consultant for Engineering Automation Incorporated, a company which specializes in biomedical engineering. The process uses the basic laws of physics to recreate Frank Olson's fall.
They're just killing him
Animation that's on
over
the
and
left side of the
over
screen
and over and
illustrates
over
the
again.
scenario involving suicide. And the one to the right side of the screen shows a homicide. And in that photo, you can see an image of 2 people pushing Frank Olson out the window.
I think that if he did go through the window as the
What in the world is that
traditional version
animation?
has it on his own, there would have had to have been some kind of a running start or a run in conjunction with it, because he had to clear a window sill that was 31 inches off the floor. He had to clear a radiator in front of it. This is a man who apparently, with the shade drawn, the window down, literally flies through the air, and by the luck of the draw, went through the window and the shade and managed to get through unimpeded.
Because of his relentless research, Dr. Starrs gathered enough evidence to have the body
Oh
of
no, they
Frank
dug.
Olson
Oh
exhumed.
no, they dug him up
When
too.
Dr. Starrs examined the skull, he found something the original autopsy had
Oh
not
my
mentioned.
God.
A stunning blow to the head by some person or instrument prior to exiting through the window.
Was this significant wound simply overlooked during the original autopsy, or was it omitted? According to Dr. Starrs, the injury could not
Dr.
have been
George
caused by
Carlin.
Olson's fall.
If that were the case, there would have been a fracture of the underlying bone. We didn't
Yeah,
have that.
ATF.
If someone had hit him in the head by a fist or thrown his head against a wall, that bump could have arisen in that fashion.
Dr. Starrs considered the possibility that Frank Olson had suffered the blow to his head exiting the window. But after on-site
Man,
study,
imagine a
has
time when
ruled that
people
out.
would
He went
investigate
through with his
cases.
arms
Isn't that crazy?
extended forward. Those arms
People
clearly
spent
would have
2 years on this
taken
case.
the brunt of
I
the
guess though
window
it's
and the
government
shade
connected,
before the rest of
so
his
there's
body did.
extra interest there.
Kathleen Ray had no knowledge of Dr. Starr's forensic evidence or
Tony
the skull
Hawk.
marks he had found when she made these comments.
He is threatening something that they feel would be very dangerous to their work. But I feel that somehow he gets over here to where he gets this part of it, the upper left part of his head is hurt. I don't feel it has to be crushed, but I feel like it's hurt. I feel there was an altercation prior to his going out the window, And when I stop and think about it, one is across the forehead here, and this is not from hitting the ground. So I feel this all happened before the fall.
Finally, Ray concludes that Eric's father died at the hands of another.
I definitely do not believe Frank Olson committed suicide.
It's a conclusion Dr. Stars has found strong evidence
I know, man, she's back.
When considered in combination with the findings from the scientific investigation, particularly that enigmatic hematoma.
Jessica Fletcher
Or,
from
frankly,
Murder, She Wrote.
and
This animation
starkly
just, I can't.
suggestive of homicide in the death of Dr. Olson.
But is the forensic data from Dr. Stars and the psychic impressions of Kathleen Ray enough to break the seeming conspiracy of silence surrounding Frank Olson's death? His son isn't sure, but he continues to fight for the truth about the father taken from him so long ago. Eric Olson, Frank Olson's son, believes that there is enough new information to warrant a full congressional investigation into the suspicious death of his father. He is currently working towards that end.
Next, cloning humans.
Here we go,
may be a reality
cloning.
Within 10 years, are we prepared for the consequences?
There have been experiments that have been frightening in their implications.
Well,
within every human embryo, there is enough genetic information to replicate that embryo 1,000 times over. It's called cloning, and science and ethics are at loggerheads over what cloning will mean in the future. Some see it as the greatest medical breakthrough in history. Others foresee a Pandora's box from which will spring 1,000 Hitlers, 1,000 viruses, and perhaps a real-life Jurassic Park.
oh my God, I have to hear that again. I'm sorry.
1,000 Hitler heads over what cloning will mean in the future. Some see it as the greatest medical breakthrough in history. Others foresee a Pandora's box from which will spring 1,000 Hitlers, 1,000 viruses, and perhaps a real
Pandora's box from which will spring 1,000
We have to
Hitlers.
understand that we have a technology here more powerful than any tool ever devised by the human race. Scientists now have the ability to play God, to manipulate the genetic blueprints of life itself, to begin to become the architects, if you will,
Tell 'em, Mean Gene.
for evolution.
It's easy to imagine misapplications of the technology that we have. I think it's important for us to try
Man,
to
what
get
a
together
quote.
and take away some of the fear of the unknown. It's not really as bad as a lot of people seem to think.
Since the dawn of time, life on Earth has marched inexorably forward, out of our hands. But as science unravels the secrets of our genetic makeup, life is being created in a laboratory.
One of these days, it's going to be, I suppose, relatively commonplace for us to, for example, take cells out of a sick child, put a gene into those cells that the child is lacking, and then return those cells to the child's sick body and have those cells take over and make the youngster well. I think it's great.
But while
Oh
ethical
man,
scientists
it's always
use
sad
cloning
when
to heal
people
sick
see
children or
technology
search
and
for a
think of
cure
all the
for
great
AIDS,
things it can
there is a
do, but
worry
will
about
never do for
experimenting
most
being
people.
conducted on the fringes of
It's
mainstream
just
science. Could the
turning
fictional
it into a
Jurassic Park
biological
suddenly
weapon.
become real?
I would say the technology to actually read and reconstruct an entire genetic code of a
The
dinosaur
killing
is
star.
perhaps about 15 years away.
Entombed in amber, the petrified remains of prehistoric tree sap. This insect is 95 million years old. Because
Hold on a
DNA
second,
never
let me
dies,
see.
it may be possible to remove strands of genetic material from this insect and clone not only the insect, but anything the insect
Oh, I love
fed on,
these
including
dinosaur
a Tyrannosaurus
dioramas.
Rex.
And it's just a matter of going in, getting the information, and replicating it in a modern living cell, and giving that cell an appropriate nucleus, a yolk, and an eggshell. And you should be able eventually to hatch living, breathing dinosaurs.
Cloning dinosaurs may be years away, but there are genetic experiments going on right now with equally frightening potential. Every day, scientists experiment with recombinant DNA and make ethical decisions with a global impact.
Recombinant DNA is the heart of the genetic engineering revolution. Recombinant DNA means recombining DNA, taking snippets of DNA from unrelated species and splicing them together to create novel organisms that have never existed in evolution or in classical breeding. Scientists have taken a human growth hormone gene, placed the gene into mice embryo. The mice
Too
are
much
born with a
cancel
human
culture,
gene
too much
replicating
peace
in every
over
cell of their body.
PC
The mice grow twice as big as any mice in history.
in the cancel
and they pass
culture.
that human gene into every generation of their offspring.
My own feeling is that geneticists as a whole are very, very responsible about what they do, and they spend a lot of time thinking about the implications
Free
of
YouTube
what can
chat.
happen with our new genetic technology.
But geneticists as a whole fails to take into account rogue scientists with their own agenda.
We have thousands and thousands of scientists working in laboratories all around the world today. And the
True.
public is not aware of this, but they are snipping together genes, re-editing genes, recombining genes, creating novel new plants, animals, microorganisms that we have never seen on this earth.
As the ongoing
Well, but then you have the issue of what if the government is involved in the process of removing that, or what if they are pressuring or leaning on those companies, which is, I mean, obviously we're seeing it pretty openly now, but I mean, there were all the accusations, remember a few years ago that like the Biden administration was leaning on like Twitter to how they covered like the laptop story and stuff like that.
Hitlers of history popping up anywhere.
Some scientists have estimated that we are only 10 years away from the ability to clone a genetically engineered human being.
If I scratch a cell off my body here, that cell has the complete genetic information to clone an identical copy of myself. We are already in the era of genetic engineering of human beings.
The problem with YouTube too is that they have to leave everything really vague so that they can give the people like at the absolute tip top of YouTube, make sure that they can say and do whatever they want to do, but then also have it be vague enough that where they can crack down on like smaller channels or,
we thought were
you know,
really quite fantastic. And
which it sucks, but I mean it's just the
seriously about
way these things work. They're not going to kick,
of what
they're
we
going to
can
kick
do if
somebody
we
off
go to
much easier if they have like 1,000 subs versus, you know, 2 million.
Germany has all but outlawed recombinant DNA research. Apparently, many leaders in that nation have decided that any potential medical advances are far outweighed by the potential horror of a genetic experiment gone awry.
When we get to the issue of evolution and the future of biology on this planet, perhaps we ought to ask this question. Is there any institution or group of individuals wise,
Remember when this guy was the
clairvoyant
spokesperson
enough,
for Micro Machines?
trustworthy enough that we ought to entrust with them the blueprints for the future of life on Earth?
The battle between science and ethics is being played out right now in Washington, D.C. Researchers at George Washington University have been ordered
limiting
to destroy
communication
the
and
world's first
limiting
successful
stuff
clone
is
of a human embryo. Ordered to destroy it
practiced
because
by
they did
way
not
too many
follow
people on
federal
all the
ethics
political
rules.
spectrum, and they don't
researchers
realize like a
counter that their
loss
work
for
is too important to
anybody in that
destroy,
regard is a loss
matter
for
what.
pretty much everybody.
Coming up, this woman has a special vision that could save your pet.
Once I make the connection, the first thing I need to ask the animal is, are you alive?
Do we humans have an underdeveloped psychic ability to communicate with animals? Psychic Carol Gurney believes that we all do, and that she has been able to develop her own ability to communicate between species. She uses her ability during desperate circumstances when someone is searching for their lost pet.
It's actually almost blending with the animal and becoming them and really feeling as they feel for that moment.
Carol Gurney uses the term interspecies communicator to describe her unique psychic ability.
I'll sit and in my mind,
Oh, that's a
silently,
weird
I'll say
overlap.
the name of the animal perhaps 3 times and then slowly begin to make that connection with the animal.
Gurney believes that it is this telepathic connection.
I'll be curious
which
to
enables
see
her
what
to locate
happens
missing
if
pets.
those
Once I make the
whatever that
connection,
congressional
the first thing I
thing
need
is,
to
where
ask
the,
the
I don't even know
animal
if
is,
they
are you
have to
alive?
go. I don't think it's a mandatory thing, but they
yes,
invited like
Then I
Gabe
go on
Newell.
and I
Like, what's he
ask a
gonna?
series of questions to the animal.
What does
Are you
Gabe
lost?
Newell know about it?
Or do you know where you are?
She uses meditation to clear her mind of human thoughts and key into what she believes are the animal's thoughts.
Are people being radicalized by
Scared and they are truly lost,
Steam
then it's my
reviews now?
job to ask You know, what do you see? Look to the right. Look, you know, what do you see when you look up? What do you see when you look to the left? Because sometimes they're really scared.
It was like losing my best friend.
Boy, this is just one depressing story after another
was always
today.
ready to greet me when I came home, and just all those things that you have a dog for, and was part of the family. It was like another child.
John Slosser contacted Carol Gurney after his dog Susie disappeared.
When I got in touch with Susie, she was still alive, but very panicked. And she showed me
I
a
need something
picture
at the end of this. I've got to have
crossing
something.
Pacific Coast
This is
Highway. And she showed me a picture of cactus that she had seen.
Depressing.
And horses that she had been by, and also other animals, other dogs that were behind fences, and one particular black dog that she wanted to make contact with. She had also seen a horse crossing sign, but I think most importantly with this case, she kept showing me something orange.
About a day after I called her, Carol called me back and said she had made contact with Susie and that the dog was alive. And she started describing to me the area where Susie might be found.
A couple of days later, Susie was found in an area that matched Gurney's visions in every detail.
Shit.
I went to the area where the dog was found, and it had a horse crossing sign. It had a corral with a horse. It had a black dog that had befriended Susie. It had all the elements, and it had the orange fencing.
I can't find the. I'm trying to find a like
the orange fencing is only
uplifting
used at construction
video
sites,
to end
and
on,
this
but
area had all those elements.
everything in my Boyd list looks pretty depressing. TBH.
California earthquake in 1994.
When I contacted Calamity, the sense was that she was alive. So from there, I asked her questions, where are you? And the first response I got was, I'm in the hills.
She had asked me, are there any mountains around you? And the first ones I thought of was at the top
Tina
of
Sachs,
Rocky
owner of
Peak.
Calamity.
And she says, well, you need to go there. Your dog is there.
Daninsky
She
would
told me
love
where
this
to
chick.
go and what to look for. Go to the mountains and look for rocks, horses, old cars, palm trees, and a little house.
Tina was encouraged to try and form her own psychic link with Calamity.
In my head, I'm talking to my dog and telling her, you know, Calamity, come home, you have food, you have water, Mommy's looking for you.
Tina followed her instincts and Gurney's clues, and just as predicted, Calamity was found in the mountains near a small abandoned building.
I think it was the next day, Tina called me in tears, so happy because she had found Calamity.
I lost her for 8 days, and if it wasn't for Carol,
I don't know what to say here. I feel like Sightings is really
to communicate telepathically with animals. And what's happened is because we're such an intellectual society,
getting
we've
hard
just
up for
forgotten how to
content,
do
I
it.
feel like, at this point.
Carol Gurney believes that in order to receive messages from our pets, we must first learn to be good listeners.
I think
That
we
means
should buy the
occasionally
dip, though. We should
clearing
stick
our
with it.
minds of mundane thoughts and developing what Gurney calls mental quiet.
I think it'll
If you
pick
can
back up again.
Clear the psychic line, so to speak. Animals won't get a busy signal when they try to communicate.
Wow.
Sightings has expanded its America Online area.
Oh my
Keyword
gosh.
Sightings
I just
when
feel
you
like
log
every
on for access to
episode today
sightings,
has been like
stories,
super
images, and
depressing.
events. To subscribe to America Online, call 1-800-591-3344. And you can still reach Sightings 24 hours a day at 1-900-933-7444.
Until next time, remember, no mystery is closed to an open mind. For Sightings, I'm Tim White.
Next on Sci-Fi, Dark Shadows.
All right, hang on. Well, let's see.
Tonight on